Hello. This is the reading update. We do this every Thursday. Mary M
Right.
is here.
Hello, everyone.
Thanks for being here, Mary, as
Can I
always.
can I be more awkward?
We're both
Hello,
like,
everyone.
hi.
Never done this
We've
before.
we've never been on the internet before. And James is here, of course. Aster Parker doesn't fail. Another book I know about. James, I am so excited that you've read both of them and that you'll be reading the next one. Yes,
That's
he
right.
is. James is referring to the thumbnail. Credit to Reed Chancellor again, who was like, I'm going to make the thumbnail and continue on the ridiculous train. And in the thumbnail are his beloved Ollie's bobbleheads. That is the Ollie from Ollie's.
I just love that there's like you get that he has both of them. Like it's not just one.
And if there are other ones and he doesn't know about it, it's going to be very upsetting for him. So, oh, he's got comments. Hold on.
Uh-oh. I do.
He, yes. It's actually every show. Yeah.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Thank you for noticing, Reed.
She said, thanks for noticing.
I've never noticed that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny. It's very funny.
I was just like,
He was like, I'm confused. Anyway, okay, bye, Reed. All right. That was Reed. Hello, Chris.
Chris.
Stephanie. Yay. Good to see you, Stephanie. Stephanie's recovering from COVID. Can I say that? Is that, do you mind, Stephanie?
You just did it.
I'm sorry, Stephanie. I hope you're all right now. I think she's feeling better, thankfully.
All right. I hope everyone in the chat is wearing a mask.
While you're in your house.
Get
please.
it? Get it? That's
Yeah,
my little joke.
I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, Scott Stapp is here, of course.
Amazing. Love it.
Teeny, hello.
Hello, Teeny.
Sorry, Stephanie.
I mean, come on.
Joe. Hi,
Hey,
Joe.
Joe.
Good to see you here. Okay, she's fine.
All right, good.
Don't worry, she's fine.
Good.
We're just wishing you well, Stephanie. Promise. Promise that's the only reason I brought it up. Okay. So if you don't know, if you've stumbled upon this, it's in some fashion somehow. My real name is Kristen. Mary's real name is Mary.
My real name is Jacqueline. No, just kidding.
What if it was?
I can already tell, like, I don't know. I'm feeling really like goofy. So
Me too. So this is
Yeah.
going to be per usual, I think.
right.
We of course talk about what we've read since the last episode, which
Mhm,
was last Thursday,
mhm,
as well as what we're currently reading, if there's anything,
mhm.
and what we hope to read soon.
The pile of possibilities.
It's so much better than the pile of lies, but it's kind of that.
Stack o' lies.
Sometimes it works out though. I may have
Yes.
read some stuff that was on my pile last week. We'll see. Did you?
Actually, I think what I read, which is not a large pile, I think I kept to my word. Sort of.
I love that.
Sort
Love
of.
that. Hayden's here. Hi, Hayden.
Hey, Hayden.
Good to see you, Hayden. Well, how may I ask? Okay, obviously, it's not about the quantity; it's about the quality of reads, of course.
This is true.
But I have to tell you, you know me. I haven't been reading up to the level that like I would like to read this year thus far for
Okay.
me, right?
Gotcha.
It's just been a year,
I do.
stuff going on. But I gotta tell you, I read a lot since the last show.
Oh, this is very sneaky.
Is it sneaky?
Well, I haven't really looked on Goodreads at all.
Well, that's good,
yeah.
because then I'll get your genuine reactions.
Yes.
I will say I have some rereads in here. None of them are particularly long reads.
Okay.
There are 0 prose.
Are there cat
Zero.
books?
There are cat books. Yeah, there are. I was like, yep. There are cat books. But I'll tell you, I read 9 books since the last show.
What the heck?
I know what's happening to me.
That's good. I'm glad.
I mean, I'm just proud of myself. Again, it's not about the quantity; it's about the quality. But I got to tell you, there's some quality here too.
All right.
I felt like the past few weeks, especially, I've had some duds. Okay,
Yeah.
I just have, and there's a dud in here, I would call it, but most of the other ones are pretty great. They're pretty great, so we're gonna go
Alright.
through them for sure. And I know you said you didn't have a ton, which is fine, but did you have some quality at least?
Yeah, I definitely had quality.
Well, we
I
love
think
that.
it's more like it's more the reader, not the books that I chose. I think I'm just like, sometimes your headspace is not all there when you're reading, even though you're enjoying it.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, it's just me. It's not it's not you, it's me.
And as we know, the reading
Yeah,
train ebbs and flows, right? Like
that's
some
right.
weeks it's like no, other weeks we're just like being positive. But again, my reads like somebody's like 9. It's not that impressive when you see the size of some of them, right? Okay.
That's still a commitment. That's
Yeah.
still you get credit.
Thank
You
you.
you
Thank you.
get
I'll take
credit
it.
for
I'll take
sure.
it. Hayden says, "Sorry, I missed last week. I was sleeping." That's totally fine, Hayden. That's
Y-
important.
Hayden, you are always here in spirit.
Yeah,
So,
we appreciate it.
yes, but you were missed.
Thank you, Chris. Saying nice job.
Excellent.
Teeny, it's been a bad reading week for me. I did stop reading a book I wasn't enjoying, so I'm happy about that. That's amazing.
Love that.
Good for you for DNFing a book.
Yeah.
And those who may not know, DNF is did not finish, rather. I think you and I have talked about this. It really is a thing to be proud of when you're not enjoying something and to
Oh,
be able to
yeah.
sit it down and be like, forget it.
I like to brag about it if I DNF a
Yeah,
book.
you should,
I
as you
get
should.
all I get all rowdy about it.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
Hayden says, I haven't read much this week, but I did pick up the 2 newest Disney
Nice.
Twisted Tales novels and Marvel's Winter Soldier YA novel. Those sound fun.
Awesome.
Oh, the big question: are you going to NYCC, Mary?
I haven't. I don't even know. Like, I assume I'm behind on buying my ticket and such, or have they gone on sale yet? Joe, don't judge me. Don't judge me. I
I
assume
mean,
you are going, and if you are, maybe that'll be encouragement. I don't go every year, but I haven't been since before the pandemic. I love it. It's a bit overwhelming for me. Um, yeah, but wow, what a downer I am, right?
well, hey, they're not on sale yet.
Oh, there's time. There's time.
There's time. Joe's definitely going.
All right.
Apparently.
All right. That's good to know. That will be encouragement for me.
Joe, maybe you need to go to HeroesCon.
There's that too. Maybe
Mary's gearing up.
maybe the deal will be if Joe goes to Heroes Con, you and Reed will go to New York Comic Con.
When is New York Comic Con?
It's
Is it soon, or is it in the fall?
it's September, isn't it? I know I'm like the worst right now.
I don't know.
This has been my week. Joe's gonna
You're
tell
like,
us.
let me Google this.
Joe's gonna tell us, but
I have 10 of those Twisted Tales books. I've read a whole one. Hayden, I understand that. But also, what are they? Do you know what they are, Mary?
I don't. They sound
don't know
fun
them.
though.
Yeah.
Well, October.
Joe's
right?
thinking hard about HeroesCon. October,
Yes.
is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay. You know what? That's far enough away that potentially.
There's plenty of time to save some dollars.
We need to make it happen. Reed, if you're watching, let me know.
Reed, if you're watching.
Sure. I don't know that he is, though, because I just texted him. I was like, hey, I forgot a book. Bring me this book. And he's not. Let me just let me call him.
Did you guys eat dinner already?
We did. We
Good.
did, thankfully. Yeah.
Just so everyone knows, I don't know why I feel the need to do this, but if you see me drinking, I'm okay. This is not Ensure. It's just a little protein, so I don't get, hangry or anything during the show. That's all.
That's understandable. Oh my gosh, Ensure. Ensure brings me back to when I was a kid and my appendix ruptured and I was in the hospital for a month.
Listen, it's good stuff if, when you need some nutrition.
Yeah, I had to drink those and they were not my favorite. But I also didn't want to eat or do anything, so.
Yeah.
But it certainly brings me back to that. Disney equivalent of Marvel's What If.
Oh.
Oh, that's fun. I like that.
Hayden, you read fun stuff, and it's always things like that we learn about, right? We both
Yeah.
didn't know what those were.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you, Reed.
Yeah, maybe we'll go to New York Comic Con. Maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
It's far away.
Okay, Reed. Got it. Thank you. His face during that was funny. There's 15 so far, and I think their
Whoa.
first based on Pixar is coming this year. Okay.
Nice.
Was the first one worth it, Hayden? That's the real question. I assume so. You have 10 of them. Joe is encouraging Reed. Do read.
Do it, Reed.
I've read some of those Disney books. But Amanda, did you like them? Also, hello.
And also, I was going to say that too. Also, hello.
Yeah. Okay. Should we just jump in?
Let's jump in. And by the way, I do have, we'll call it a mini haul.
Mini haul.
Would 2 books, would that equal a mini haul?
Yeah. Should we start there? Because
Oh.
people may have already watched the haul video on the channel, and if you have, you know about these books. But I felt the need to also show them on here.
I love it.
So I do have my 3 omnibus that I'd like to share. So I don't know. I don't know if you want to go first. You want to take
I'll go
turns?
first.
Okay.
This one's going to surprise you a bit.
Yeah.
I'll give you a hint. This one will surprise you because I didn't tell you that I bought it. But this is one that Jessica, if she was watching, she would be super excited that I picked it up.
Okay.
The hint is it's prose.
Okay.
Okay. So obviously it's a recommendation of hers. You have any guesses or no?
Well, no, because she's just recommended so many good
I
books,
know,
right?
She has.
Is it big?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Is it go ahead.
Go ahead.
Is it a new release?
No.
Oh. Well, then I don't know.
It's a little out of my normal reading area as well.
Okay. I was thinking, is it fantasy? But it's not a new release. So I'm confused because I was going to guess a new release fantasy.
Well, because if I bought the new release, I would be 1 book behind.
Okay, so it's Priory of the Orange Tree. Okay, which I was going to guess, but then I was like, well, but Jessica recommends the new one more.
Don't you have to read this first?
I don't know. I don't.
It would be awesome if I knew what I was doing with my purchases, but
I think they're independent. Like, I don't think that's a sequel. I think it's just another book by the
Really?
same author. Yeah. You know what? Jessica's gonna watch this later and be like, y'all don't know.
she's going
what
to
you're
be
talking
like, you two do not listen to me. I give you all this information and you can't even listen.
Oh, that's so funny. Hold on. I'm looking it up. But I'm excited. Please tell me more about it. I would like to read that one as well.
And I went hog wild, and I also I had an Audible credit, so I also got the audiobook because you know how I
Ooh.
like to do both. But I mean, for a book this thick, I think it will help me out. It has a pretty cool spine.
Nice.
I don't know if you could see that.
Very cool spine.
I
Did
thought you were texting Jessica but I realized
No,
you're
okay,
just
so-
Googling.
No, I'm just Googling. So they are in the same series. But is it a sequel?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know why you expect me to know this stuff just because.
Well, it just says it's part of the Roots of Chaos.
Okay.
I thought someone in the chat was going to be like, listen, here's the deal.
We're looking at the
here's
chat like,
situation.
can you guys help us?
That's so funny. Okay, hold on. Okay, so someone read the new one and hasn't even read Priory. The first review says. So
All right.
guess it's in the same series, but maybe they're kind of independent of each other. If that
Okay.
makes sense. Perhaps the same world.
Okay.
Jessica's gonna watch this later and be like, guys, it's gonna be
Guys,
great.
get it together.
Sorry, Jessica. But either way, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be like, I'm just confused.
Listen,
That's
this
exciting.
This is conversation. It's how it goes, right?
Real life question though, before you get into it, is it floppy? Yes. That's what I was hoping to see. It's big and it's floppy. We love that.
Yeah. So this is what again. You can imagine. When am I going to say? When did I buy this? Late at night.
Late at night. Okay. I was like, when did you buy this?
Late at night.
Late at night purchase. I love
I
it.
get
yeah.
ideas in my head, but I think it'll be fun. I'm ready to dive into something. Remember, where was I? I was in Barnes and Noble, and I text you, and I was like, "What's the name of that fantasy book that
Oh
Jessica
yeah.
mentioned?" Because I just need to start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
know?
No, I love that. And that's one that like I was really interested in
Yeah.
before I met Jessica, you know. So
Nice.
I mean, no, Jessica's making me actually want to like pick it up and in the new one as well. But that's very exciting. You're gonna have to tell me what you think,
I will.
what your feelings are. It certainly it would be
course.
out of my realm as well.
Right? I thought it'd be fun.
But yeah, and did you? So you got it at Barnes and Noble?
No.
Oh.
I got it from Amazon. No one judge me.
No, well, I was going to ask because it's really cheap on Amazon.
Yeah, I had a credit, and if everybody really wants, I was buying more moisturizer.
Of course,
this is a great story. And I was like, I have a little extra left, and I had it. You know, I had it in my save for later. So
love
I just
that.
throw it in the cart.
Okay. Do you also? I have like an obscene amount of things in my save for
Like
later.
200 something.
Yes, same.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's too much. What am I saving for late? Like, I'm not gonna ever remember what's in here. Like, why do I do this?
It's ridiculous, but I do it too.
Well, we're the same. Well, I love that purchase for you.
Thank you.
Teeny says, I thought she said it was a prequel with some question marks.
Oh, really?
So,
okay.
I think you're right. I feel like that's real.
Thanks.
So
Teeny.
so that makes sense, and I guess it would be beneficial for you then to but I guess you could also read them out of order if you you know,
which is pretty cool. I like when things are like that.
For sure. Okay, I missed this. Hayden says the first one was based on Aladdin and is What if Jafar got the lamp first, and it was a quick fun read.
That's
cool. I like that. From what I remember, I read the Beauty and the Beast and Hercules ones. I own many more. Okay, cool. Batman, I was going to guess Name of the Wind. I still do want to read that. I hear so many people talk about it. Good thing Bar isn't here. She doesn't like audiobooks. Yeah. Well,
Bar, you're not here. Maybe you'll watch later.
Yeah, Bar.
You know all the things we say to that.
Yeah. Also treat your ears, you know.
By the way, the audiobook, I just, I previewed it before I used a credit, and it's just the narration sounds so beautiful.
Yeah.
I feel like this is just going to be like a complete experience, like, so
I love that.
I don't know if I relate it to like when I was a kid. Like, did you, whether it be on record or tape, did you like have books that you would, it's like when we were kids, you would read the book and then play the audio?
Yeah, I feel like I had okay, someone's gonna know it. But you know the bear with the tape deck?
Yeah.
Yes, I had one of those.
Oh.
And I feel like I would have some like book tapes in that because like good for like educational purposes, you know.
I feel like there's this part of me that like relates it in some weird way back to that, and I really enjoy it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
very fun. More Disney Twisted, whatever those books are.
Wow.
Twisted. So far they have Aladdin, Sleepy Beauty, Beauty and the Beast, Mulan, Little Mermaid. Okay, everything. They have everything.
Wow.
That's cool. Oh, Hayden's still going. The ones upcoming are Incredibles, Brave and a Short Story anthology. That's super fun. Okay. That Amanda wants Tron one.
Hey.
Amazon shutting down my beloved book depository this month. Did you hear about that?
I saw a headline, but I was so busy I didn't really get to see. So it's
gone. It's going.
What's the reason?
I guess Amazon. So is that right, Hayden? Like, yes, I was horrified. I got an email saying book depository was closing.
Wow.
Yes,
Teddy Ruxpin.
Yes. Thank you, Teeny. Teddy was the best. Yeah, it's such a bummer. It's one of those like I haven't ordered from them in a long time, but I know it's so good for other countries because free shipping everywhere. I mean, that's wild, plus, like I loved getting UK covers when I did get them, and
well, that's what I was gonna say. Like, for us, we're like, oh, we can't get the UK covers, but for others, that's what they use.
Yeah,
like, it just I don't know. So was it not profitable? That's the only reason why they would shut it down, right?
Well, there was no reason given,
Oh.
just that Amazon's shutting it down.
Weird.
It's super weird.
Wow.
I
Great.
mean, I guess Amazon probably has shut down a lot of good things, you know, so.
Yeah. But typically if you shut something like down, shut it down like that, there would be you would, highlight why you are, even if it's a lie.
Mhm. Yeah, it is
To
kind of weird.
To spin it, like, or to push people to Amazon to buy I don't know. Just seems odd.
Cheese is saying it might have just been competing with Amazon in a way they didn't like. Interesting.
I thought, am I a fool? I thought Book Depository was a property of Amazon. Am I completely out of it here?
No? I don't know. Blackwell still offer free shipping in North America, although they have also been bought out too.
Oh, really? I never bought anything from Blackwell's. Have you?
No, I never heard of it. Okay, yeah, it was bought by Amazon years ago. Well, then that makes sense. Then they're like, if it wasn't profitable for them, then so they are shutting it down. That makes sense. Thanks, Cheese.
Thank you, Cheese.
We love Cheese.
The person and the real thing.
Yes, exactly.
I know. What are we doing? What are we doing here?
I don't know what we're doing.
Did you want me to continue, or do you want to show one of yours?
You go for it, because you have one left, yeah?
Yes.
Go ahead.
You know about this. You might just not know that it arrived. I don't know why everything is a game with me. It's like a game. For me to show you one...
Have you seen this?
To show you one book that I bought, it turns into like a game show.
I love it. You're like, okay, guess the next question. And for 400, what is
the bonus
book
round? All right. Am I going to really make you guess?
Yes, go ahead.
It's an Omni.
Ooh.
I feel like I told you. Yeah, I definitely did, actually.
So I know about it.
You do know about it.
Oh, okay. It is Wolverine Volume 3. Jim Lee cover.
Woo!
Okay, so I still haven't bought it. Do I need to buy it live on air?
Do it.
Okay.
A new feature. Show your credit card.
Feature.
Share your screen and show your credit card number.
Okay, I'm going to bring it up. We're going to think about it.
So, so I bought...
I hope it's still there.
The next question is, did I read volume 1 and 2? Come on, guys. No, I did not.
Nobody got time for that.
But
nobody has time to read these. What do you mean?
This is what we do. Volume 3 was 60%, 60% off on IST.
Oh, why is it gone?
No.
Hold on, let's see if another cover's there.
Chris is saying it's gone, Kristen.
Oh, Chris.
No, both of them are gone. Maybe just that.
Well, I don't know. Let's see. Okay, I'll get the Silvestri cover. That's fine. I didn't love either cover, to be honest. But you know what? Now that one's gone, I'm definitely buying this right now. So please hold.
I love that. Well,
yeah. So hey, we'll have different covers. How cute. Going to PayPal.
I mean, 60% off. That's like
it's obscene. Yeah.
I do love how it seems recently that you go there and just out of nowhere.
Yeah, they're like, here's
major
more.
sale.
It's pretty great.
It makes me a little crazy though, because it makes me check it more often, and I don't need to be doing that.
I completely understand.
Yeah. But I'm not complaining though.
Thanks for your order. Hey, you're welcome. Thank you.
That was so fast.
Listen, I had to.
I have a request from IST.
Yeah.
I've mentioned this before. It's not that original. I'm sure many people would love this, but why don't they have an app? Can you imagine us on an app buying books, like feverishly buying books?
They should have an app. However,
I'm surprised.
It took them 100 million years to update their website. So, I
know, but like, I don't know. It just seems, I don't know. It just
seems
like something important. Like,
Yeah. I wish, like, part of me wishes, because that omnibus was on my wish list and I went to it and I saw that you couldn't add it. Part of me wishes, like, they would just take it off so I wouldn't think about those kind of things. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
But the other part of me is like, okay, if they restock it, then I'll know. Silly thing that I'm talking about. Okay, apparently Amazon is just shutting down a lot of different branches and isn't clarifying why. Interesting.
Interesting.
Stephanie wants to know my CBC. They've already taken magazine and newspapers off Kindle, and there's rumors they're taking comics off there too. Listen, why are comics on Kindle? Right? You have Comixology. Why?
I'm confused. So I understand what Kindle is. I understand what Comixology is. But if you're on, let's say you are on Amazon.com and you click on the, all formats, doesn't it say like Kindle, like Kindle Comixology, it's all in one category, and then
Is
the other
it?
ones are like hardcover, softcover, Audible.
Okay, you want me to share my screen? Let's go to Amazon.
Oh, we are the coolest tonight.
Should we do that?
Sure.
I'm not signed in, so it's okay. All right.
I want to see your mailing address and your credit cards listed, please.
Okay, here we go. All right, let me know when you can see this, because I can't see you now.
We can see it.
All right. So let's say something is killing the children, shall we?
Sure.
All right. Let's go. Yep, Kindle Comixology. There we go.
So open it up though, please.
Yes, ma'am.
You're like, boy, you're pushy tonight.
Yep.
So, okay. I was just curious. I was like, wait, do they have like? So does that mean they're just gonna take the word off? Like,
I guess, yeah. That is weird. They don't make sense though, do they?
I know.
I mean, yeah, because now it's like, hey, well, yeah, you could do either one, deliver it to your Kindle or. Good point. I don't know.
Because that's just a delivery. Like, you could read it. Maybe it's just going to be that you can only read it through the Comixology app, I guess. Purchasing it won't make much of a difference, but you can't really send it to your Kindle. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, you're thinking like the actual like Kindle, like the Paperwhite or something. But maybe it just means the app, like to a phone or to a tablet.
Well, even that, like, just download the Comixology app, right?
Yeah.
I just don't understand I don't get it.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something I'm not getting. Somebody will chime in. I agree. They consider there are 3 to pick from. All of Wolverine Omnibus Volume 3 is under. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, geez, I had the same conversation with Kristen. Like, we're like, which one are you gonna get? And we were both kind of like,
Yeah, so. We both ultimately were like Jim Lee, but I'm like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
I'll take it's fine. Silvestri, that's fine. It's probably beneficial to everyone's bank account that Amazon doesn't have an app. IST. Wait a minute.
You are so right.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know why, but I bought The Boys Volume 1 because it was really cheap. Chris, I don't know why either. That's me. I wish you well with that. The website is barely held together by string and sticky tape. Don't make them stretch themselves further with an app. It's not the best. Right. It's certainly not.
Fair enough.
Global Comics is a new comic book streaming service getting an app very soon. Right now it's PC only. Interesting. I'm into more streaming comics apps. For sure. Okay, so you did your stuff.
I did.
Again, we do have a haul video up. If you guys would like to check it out, you'll see these books. And if you already have, thank you. You've seen them. But I haven't shared them with Mary in person. So, like, through the internet, I guess.
I get it.
I, of course, picked up The Silver Surfer after you and Jessica both were like, here it is. And I was like, well, I have to.
I have to get it.
I have to get it. So, nice. Which I think I bought on one of our shows, right?
Yeah, you did, actually.
So I did go with the regular cover because it is fantastic. So nice. Good. So I am excited about that. We'll have to do an accidental buddy read, maybe.
Absolutely.
We'll see. Yeah. Extreme X-Men, something I loved as a teenager.
Nice.
It's looks ridiculous, and I'm excited to revisit it because
Now,
teenage me liked it.
will that feel like a reread to you? Like, I mean, or will it be brand new?
I feel like it's been so long, it'll be brand new.
Yeah, that's fun.
You know, and
Yeah.
there are certain aspects like I may remember certain things from it,
Right.
but yeah, mostly it'll be new.
Nice.
And of course, I wanted to show the incredibly chonky beast that is the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl.
Love it. Look at that thing.
It's massive. It's so big. And again, I believe I mentioned on like every show I've shown this on. I like the spine. I like the squirrel logo, of course. You know,
Yeah.
the picture of Doreen down there looks good. However, what a wasted opportunity, Marvel, that you didn't put squirrels all over this cover. What are we doing?
Oh my god.
How great would that have been if it was just like there were little squirrels like around the logo and like,
Yeah.
come on now.
Little acorns.
Yes.
I know.
Yes.
I heard you on Fangirls with Maddie talking about that, and I was like, that is a great idea.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I have great spine ideas. Somebody
You
needs to
do.
pay me for some good ideas.
That's true.
Even $5, I'll give you some good ideas. You can execute it
No.
and send me one, and that's it.
No, we're getting you more than $5.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm going to create a number, but it's going to be way more than $5. And you get every Omni that you design. Couple copies.
Thank you. You're going to be my manager. It's going to be great.
I'm up for it.
Ryan North and Erica Henderson have a new YA book that came out this week, Danger and the Other Unknown Risks. Yeah, I want to read that. I'm excited for that. We need to get Jess to read Unbeatable Squirrel Girl. I want to see that review.
James, good luck.
Yeah.
'Cause
We'll see.
He keeps flip-flopping on it, which I get because, listen, I'm not going to sit here and judge the guy. I can't even get myself to watch one episode of Schitt's Creek, so I am not going to judge Jess on that big old Omni. I can't do it.
Sure. I
But
get it.
there's this part of me that feels like he wants to read it just so he can, like, just be like, Kristen, I told you I hated this.
What I hope would happen, though, of course, is that he would be like, "Oh, I judged this too soon."
I know.
You know,
Yeah.
which could happen. I don't know. Hayden says, "Ask Omar to ask David to hire you as their spine consultant." I love that title.
That's a,
I love that title. Yes.
an amazing. People are going to think you're a doctor.
Yeah, right. Thank you, Cheese and Hayden. Squirrel Girl therapy session. Oh my gosh, yeah. So if we can get Jess to read it, that's what we're going to title the show. Because
love
that's a
that.
great title, Batman. You know what? I'm writing that down.
I love
Batman.
it.
That's an amazing title. Squirrel Girl therapy session. I'll have to text him that. Love that. Thank you for that.
That is great.
Well, I guess we can go right to our reads now that we've hauled stuff that we won't read anytime soon. You're like,
All
I'm
right.
reading mine tomorrow. I don't know about you.
Can you imagine? Me on the couch with Wolvie. All right, you want me to go first?
Oh, please.
All right, I'm going to rock everybody's minds here and start with prose. Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
I have one. Everyone, I completed 2 things since we last talked, so that's what's happening. So I finished. Oh my god, the lights! It's like you would think I was in like a TV studio with all these lights I have around me, but without them, I'm like sitting in the dark. Oh god, guys. Anyway,
Your
I
ring light's
read-
like, no.
nope. The Old Man in the Sea by Ernest Hemingway. I finally finished
So
it.
fancy.
It's a tiny
I
little
feel like
thing.
you need to like hold your pinky up while you talk about him.
So, listen, I have many things to say. I enjoyed it. I gave it 3 stars, a solid 3. It's one of those stories that if you go to say if you say you don't love it, I feel like a lot of people would say, "Oh, you didn't get it." What I get it. There's a guy. It's really about, not giving up even when times are tough. Getting through your struggles. Hello, Kristen.
Is it about an old man at the sea?
An old man. He's a fisherman. Imagine. So it really gets into the nitty gritty of him out on the sea. He's like the guy with the worst luck out in the water. You know, he just, it's like a constant battle. He catches this big fish, and it's all about, you know, getting it back, and just things go wrong. The guy has like the worst fishing luck you could possibly even imagine, right? But Hemingway's writing is just, it's so calming to me that even if the story gets a little, you know, I'm still picking up on all the hidden meanings. I get them all, everyone. But there's a he has a relationship with like a young boy who like is so nice to him and really cares for him. So like I love those parts in the beginning and the end. So I gave it a 3. It's the type of thing like, listen, you can't go into this book, right? Couple things, and because some of the fishing descriptions, I was like, oh, like I was like a little horrified because like fish are getting like, you know, when you catch a fish, some of them, depending on how big they are, you have to like clobber them to, you know, knock them out or whatever. So I can't go into this and be like, oh my goodness, they were so mean to the fish. I mean, Mary, get a grip, right? But some of those descriptions, I was like, oh, I just wanted to skip them, you know.
Yikes.
By the way, I eat fish too, so I don't mean to be a hypocrite. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
But you also don't really want to know how they die.
No,
right?
I go to the grocery
Yeah.
store. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my little review. I really enjoyed it. I can't even remember if I read this in high school or not. But I enjoyed it, and I seem to be on a little bit of a Hemingway kick this year. This is the second one I read.
Wow.
So I don't have one in my pile of possibilities here, but that might be something that happens because I have a ton of his work on my shelves.
Love that.
Thanks.
Nice. So was that like essentially a novella? Was it novella length?
I would call it that. I mean,
Okay.
let me see how many pages. Yeah, it's just like around like a little over 120.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love a good short read. You know that.
Me too.
I'm being asked if I'm also going to moonlight at school to check for spina bifida. You mean scoliosis, probably, because I remember those tests.
Oh yeah.
Mary, I get it. There's a guy. I've been trying to reread books I read in high school. I read Kite Runner, and we'll do Catcher in the Rye next. Now I'm adding Old Man Awesome.
Nice.
I love that.
I read Catcher in the Rye, but again, that would probably feel brand new to me. I never read Kite Runner.
I feel like we may have read Kite Runner. It's been a long time, though.
Yeah.
Stephanie, I also recall that you mentioned that you started Delilah Green Doesn't Care.
Yeah, how's that going?
We need an update on that, please. Are we going back and forth? You want to keep going, or
why don't you go back and forth? Because I only have one other.
Oh, okay. Stephanie's saying the Kite Runner's so good.
Nice.
So I'll have to read that at least. Okay. I read this today, so I'm just going to talk about this one.
Whoa.
Yeah. Here's the deal. All week, I haven't taken a lunch break.
Oh.
At work. And I was finally like, you know what? I need to take a lunch break. I just stayed at my desk, but I locked my computer, and I ate a little salad, and then I read Creepy Cat Volume 2.
Oh.
I mean, look at these cats. Okay. What's
going on with her? Is she human?
Yes, she's just creepy.
Look at her. Wait, I felt like she had like flipper feet.
No.
Oh, okay, I see.
It's hard for this to focus, but no, just like pointy boots. Yeah, pointy boots. This is of course manga and is in full color one.
Oh, nice.
I love a good full color manga. Yeah. Does not happen a lot. Love it. And these are pretty much like, you know, each of these pages have headlines, and they're essentially short stories, but some of them are short, like one-page comics, but a lot of them overlap, and they do continue on. So
nice.
Kind of, but they're kind of like you could read one and then like put it down if you really needed to, you know?
Yeah.
But there is a longer story throughout. And it's so fun. It's just so fun. I love the first one. It's called Creepy Cat because the white cat she calls Creepy Cat. What was that?
I don't know. I heard static. I don't know who it was. I got scared.
Oh, sorry. Could have been me. Yeah, the white cat, his name is Creepy Cat because he can do wild things. Like he got all big there. She's like riding him, right? Like he's flying. So it's about this creepy cat, and he has like all these powers, and
Nice.
he also like meets another cat who he falls
Oh,
in love with.
falls in love.
Yeah, it's just so fun and weird, and I had a great time with it. So I gave it 5 stars because I love it. So I'm looking forward to more
Whoa.
of these for sure.
5-star read.
Loved it. Loved it.
Nice. All right, my second book and only book. Oh, did you? I see you looking at the chat. Do we want to?
Well, my dad's here, so I feel like I should say hi to my dad. Hey, people! 3
Hey,
times more people in
Larry.
here than have to hit the like. Okay.
Larry looking out. I love it.
Thanks, Dad. I'm 1 chapter in Delilah, and then Love Is Blind binging got in the way. I understand, Stephanie, but I also did you like the first chapter? Because I believe Mary will recall the first chapter with the names,
Yes.
and that was immediately entertaining for me, at least.
Yes.
Catcher in the Rye as an adult is easier to be much more disdainful about. Who is this whiny, nauseating child?
Yeah.
Batman hated Catcher in the Rye. My dad loved it. I knew he was going to say something. I only read Catcher in the Rye about 5 years ago as a 50-year-old adult and loved it.
Well, Larry, now we know how old you are.
Yeah, you're aging yourself in the chat.
You don't look a day over 21, Larry.
There you go, Dad.
All right. So my second and only other read, I finished my reread. Well, I can't call it a reread because I realized I didn't read this volume. So the TT, oh boy, I'm called the Tea Tree Dragon again.
Tea Tree that dragon, I love it.
I'm gonna write. If the next series is Tea Tree Dragon,
You did it.
it was all me.
You definitely did it.
So listen, so the third book in a series, you're not going to say much, right? Because you can't do that.
Sure.
But I will say it was lovely. The art's amazing. We keep saying it's a warm hug. Oh, by the way, speaking of Kay O'Neill, I I was listening. No, I was watching you and Maddie, and Maddie's like, "Tell me about the Moth Keeper," and you're like. It's just one of those giggly moments I have where we talk about certain books, and anybody like listening in, especially if they don't read comics, if they don't need, read graphic novels, manga, whatever, we could sound a bit like something's wrong, like something's going on. Like
Yeah,
you're like,
fair.
well, there's this moth keeper, and there are these moths that they have to catch at night, and they follow a lamp.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just had so much fun because I don't know. You know how I get.
Yeah.
When you two talk about One Piece, it's that same. I got that same feeling.
Which is extra funny because, like,
Yeah.
you read it. So like, you knew what was going on. Yeah.
And I read it and I was like, oh, she's doing a much better job describing what this book is about.
Well, thank you, because I was just like, oh, I'm not going to do this well. Like the whole time, I was like,
It's kind of even though it's a simple concept, it's kind of hard to repeat back to somebody.
It's hard to repeat it in a way that like makes that I would think would make someone want to read it. It's like, oh yeah, it's about this moth keeper. Like that's
because it's hard to describe why they're so important, because people picture like these gross moths, like
yeah.
But that's not how they're depicted, and they have such a larger purpose.
Right.
Sorry, I don't know why the Tea Dragon tapestry turned into this, but yeah, loved it. 5 stars.
So glad.
Does this mean it's over, or do we have a shot at it? Like there being more books?
I believe it's officially like I think they've said it's over, but I would imagine there's a shot that we'll get more at some point.
Yeah.
So hopefully. I do. Would you agree though? Like I feel like the last one was my favorite because like it brought all the characters together in such a great way.
I remembered that you said that, and I did. I think the first one's my favorite, but this would be second, I think.
Yeah.
And not to say that, yeah, they are really so good, but if we had to rank them.
Sure.
But I did love how it was like you saw everybody again and it wrapped up, but not in a way like where it would have to be over, right?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Read, are you going to make me read this?
Oh my goodness.
I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to put it up.
You know he's in the other room giggling, like, really, like, he made himself laugh.
Yeah, he thinks he's really funny. He does. Stick tattoo in there somewhere, and you've tied up 2 franchises.
Tattoo like from Fantasy Island?
The dragon tattoo, I would imagine is. So the tea
Oh,
tree dragon.
oh boy. So many things.
I think that's
Wow.
what you're referring to,
I'm
Cheese.
sorry, Cheese. I made it really weird. Suddenly, Tattoo from Fantasy Island was. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's funny.
Okay.
All right. I have a reread in here. You know what? I have some rereads. It's just interesting. But this one, I reread for an upcoming fangirl show, and that is Cheer Up, Love and Pom Poms. This is a book by Oni Press. It's quite thin. So quick read.
I definitely have seen this because of you. I've never read it, but
I also have the book plate edition, which it's a pretty good book plate, I gotta tell you.
hey, can
I
we
like it.
can we request that you live stick that on the inside? No, you can't do it.
I can't do it. I can't.
All right.
Look. Where I
Oh.
just how am I? Where like did it? You know what I mean? Like I'm so scared. I'm just gonna like it's gonna be crooked forever. It is sticky too. It's got a sticky back, but
Yeah.
I'm scared. So this is what I will say also. The back of this is blurb by Greg Rucka,
Wow.
who says, simply, elegantly, perfectly wonderful. This is a moving, joyful, entertaining coming of age story, and inspiring and inspired work of art, genuine in its emotion and universal in its appeal. Bravo.
Nice.
So big words from Greg Rucka, which I think is fun for like, this is the cover of the book that he blurbed. You know what I mean?
Right?
Like, I'm just like, that's awesome.
You wouldn't expect that. I'm going
Exactly.
on. That's not on Hoopla, is it? Probably not.
It's not because it's Oni Press.
Oh, right.
Yeah, sadly. But it's worth picking up, and it certainly could be at your library, so I would check there as well. But I love the art in this, love the story. My reread, my first read through, I gave it 5 stars. My second one, I also gave it 5 stars. It is about our 2 main characters that were on the front here. This is, what's her name? Why can't I remember her name?
Claire. Janet.
It's
Stephanie.
I think it's Beatrice or something.
Beatrice. I wouldn't have.
Well,
gotten there.
she has a nickname, but I'm not thinking of it right now. Anyway, her and Annie. So this is Annie. But Beatrice here, she watch that not be her name. Okay, we're gonna call her Beatrice.
So then Beatrice said,
Anyway, Beatrice is a trans girl, and she has I don't know how recent her transition was, but she is on the cheerleading squad, and they make her captain. And Annie, who she was friends with pre-transition, like years ago, and Annie and her, like, they didn't really have a falling out. They just kind of drifted apart.
okay.
And they haven't talked in a while. Well, Annie is encouraged by her mom because she's very antisocial, and she also just like doesn't have any extracurriculars. She's looking forward to college or ahead to college. I mean, like, you got to get something on. You got to do something. Like, that's important. Do something. So she's like, maybe you should try it for cheerleading. I was a cheerleader, and her mom's like so cool. And so she's like, Annie's like, what? You were, and Annie's like really kind of brash, and she likes to she tells people what's up. She tells it like it is, and Beatrice is less like that because she feels like she has to be reserved because she hates the spotlight on herself. She doesn't want people looking at her all the time because it's already happening because of the circumstances. And,
right.
And there's been like articles in the paper, like, this cheerleading squad has a trans girl on it. Like, she's already gotten too much publicity for her own sake. And she's just like, I don't like this. So it's about their inevitable friendship, relationship, what happens between them, as well as their own lives and their struggles and what they have to go through. It's so fun and so good, and I really loved it. So I want more people to read those.
I'm going to see if the library has it, if Libby has it.
I hope so, because it's good, and it's quite short as well. And the cover price is $15. So You can get
Nice.
it online for even cheaper. We love that.
Cheer up.
Greg Rucka loved it. So, you know. Hayden says, go all in and add the Pop Duo tattoo. You remember tattoo?
Vaguely.
Yeah, that's funny. That's where I went to. Mary Chris wasn't. Yeah, Chris knew it was up.
Thank you, Chris. You make me feel better.
The girl with the Tea Tree Dragon Society tattoo.
Oh, I love that.
That's so funny. Is that Glee? I was hopeful with the cover, but it's not. Claire/Janet/Stephanie/ Beatrice could never be Naya. That's fair. Oh, I'm very invested in this story. It's very like cute, and there's like more layers than you expect from something so thin, to be honest, right?
Right.
I just thought it was really well done. So yeah, I loved it. Loved it on my reread. I'm gonna keep reading it and happy to have it. Yeah, that's what I read.
Wait, what's happening? Don't you have a ton more books?
I wanted to make sure that was it for you.
Oh,
You're like,
yeah.
that's it.
I fixed my
Okay.
light. How did I do? Now you guys can see my books.
Beautiful. Okay.
Peekaboo.
Just making sure. All right. So I also, this is my other reread in this pile because I saw it on my shelf and I was like, I need to pick this up again. What's funny is I read this 2 years ago,
Mhm.
nearly to the month, which I thought was kind of funny.
Oh, that's
Thanks
fun.
Goodreads. So a benefit for that. And this was also like 2 years ago, and that's Marvel Meow.
I mean,
Is it made for me or is it made for me?
is that the cat from that's a famous cat, isn't it?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Just a little white cat.
Very cute.
So this was actually published with Viz Media, and it follows this white cat going through different characters and stuff in the Marvel Universe. I believe these were single issue covers for different series,
Oh,
like variant covers, and they just took the panels in those covers and put them into a book,
gotcha.
which I adore. For instance, here is the Captain Marvel one with, I don't know who the other character is, but so the cat jumps on the weights she's lifting and gets bigger, and then she wakes up and like, oh, it's just the cat on top of me, and that's why it feels so heavy, which I think is funny. So yeah, I mean, they're just like lovely little stories of these cats, or not these cats, this one cat having interactions with Marvel characters.
That's
and I
great.
love it so much.
Yeah.
I think the Wolverine one's like one of my favorites, though. Let me find that one. Yeah, because the cat's doing very similar to Wolverine things. Let's see if we can get this to focus. Maybe, yeah. So they're both, scratching and
That's cute.
and having very similar situations, and I just love that. So, but yeah, and then there's like little pieces of art in between the panels as well, which is super cute. So I love it. That's all. I just love it.
It's
Makes
very
me happy.
cute. Yeah. I didn't even know that book existed.
There it is. Again, worth your time and money for happiness, for smiles. So we love that. I also read Donald's Happiest Adventures.
Nice.
This is one I kind of recently got, so I'm happy I read that
Yeah.
so quickly. I loved it so much. I give it 5 stars. It is about Donald Duck's journey to find truly the meaning of happiness. He talks to his Uncle Scrooge at the beginning, who is notoriously like not necessarily the happiest, nicest person, right?
Right.
And he's like, you need to like go figure this out, and like you need to like just go find the meaning, like go find it, right? And well, that's at least what Donald interpreted the conversation as. Maybe that wasn't necessarily it. So then he is going around and trying to figure that out, and everyone has a different answer, as you can imagine. Everyone does, because happiness means different things to everyone. And I love the art throughout this. It's so like throwback, but it's not an old comic, which I
Right.
love.
Right.
The style is incredibly like
Yeah.
retro, and even the way they do the pages, like there are like little moments like, let's see if we can show that, like this, where the ink's like off the side,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and there's like little moments where all the pages look pretty old anyway, but here's one that like certainly looks like you picked up an old comic and you're having like some discoloration in it.
That's so cool.
I just really loved that, and it was great. It was really great. Totally recommend to anyone. It was a good time, and it's a thin boy, but it's nice and it's big, and we
Nice.
love that. So
Very
Yeah.
cool.
love that as well. 5 stars as well. Another 5 stars. We're just gonna keep rolling with the 5 stars because
That's awesome though, because that doesn't happen all the time.
no, so far I've only showed you 5 stars. Just FYI, it's happening.
This is
My dad says, I'm fishing for a live acknowledgement here. Well, I did acknowledge you earlier, but all right. You and Mary are both committed to getting my book signed at Heroes Con this year. Yes. Old man signing team up.
Look, Larry, here's the thing. I think Kristen will be more agreeable if I'm there with her because she's got like a buddy. So I can commit to saying we sure as hell will try. How's that?
Yeah. Yeah, because Dad, I don't know if you've looked at the list, but there's like 4,000 people on it. And I can't commit to 4,000 autographs. But
The only thing that might be like I don't know, it could prevent me from shopping too much too fast. Like, oh, we got to get in line and get, Larry's autograph or whatever. So I don't know.
we'll work on that, Dad. How about
We'll
that?
work on it. We have to see the list first. How
Yeah,
long
what's
is
your
the
list like?
Yeah, how many do you have on there? Because we know
good
you already
question.
started working on it.
Yeah, tell us that. And also, they said they still have 100 more guests to announce.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, what?
Give me try to like so I can envision it. How
Mhm.
big is it? Like where it, because I have no idea.
Well, I'll tell you what, last time we didn't go to like any of the panels. So the panels are on its like own floor,
Okay.
but the actual convention floor, it's it's big, but I mean it's not going to compare to like NYCC. Do you know what I mean? There's no way.
Yeah, I was just
I mean,
curious. Like
I
most of the
imagine
stuff-
that's
the-
huge.
The
Yeah.
Javits Center is it's ridiculous how they do like the car show in there. It's huge. But I don't have anything to compare it to because like the other cons I've been to have been very small locally. It's different. It's different than what we're
I'm
going
sure it's
to.
somewhere in the middle
Yeah.
for you.
Okay.
And I will say it was very easy to navigate. Like I can see it in my head still, like the floor, right? I feel it was pretty much an L shape. So like the area where Reed was and all of Indie Island, like here,
Yeah.
and then not that this is helping you, but and then like there's like an L shape of like you keep going down, and that's where like ton of the old man people that Dad loves would be like here,
Right.
and that's it. It was like an L shape, really, and the actual center is like big, but there's other stuff going on like other floors, and
Got you.
So I do think it's very easy to navigate, though. So we were not going to we wouldn't get lost, is what I'm saying to you.
I feel if I got lost, you'd come find me.
I mean, I feel like we're going to be hanging out the whole time. So my plan, going to clip this segment and use it in a top 10 video. What?
Okay.
I mean, you choose 10 comics, but not 10 creators.
Some will sign the same cover.
Some sign this thing cover. Top 10 Heroes Con autograph targets or something. Okay.
Oh.
I mean, but like, way to be creepy and not tell us beforehand you're going to like put us in a video.
I'm fine with it, Larry.
Yeah, whatever. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. The Snowcat Prince. Also a recent pickup.
Yes.
Reddit loved it. 5 stars. It was so good. So it's about this little guy here.
He's cute.
He's so cute, right? He is a Snowcat Prince. His dad is a king, And it actually starts out when he's like a little, like it says 10 years earlier. Okay, so then you go back to when he was like kind of like a kitten, right? Like just a tiny little baby guy. That's his dad.
Wow.
That's his dad. And let me find another little baby shot of him because he's so cute when he's a little guy. Here we go. Oh my god, this page got me. So like there's his dad and he's all big and can you handle his face though?
It's adorable. Yes,
Can
he
you
calls him
even?
Papa. Yes,
Yeah.
Papa.
So he's a sweet little guy and he has 6 brothers. So then it gets back again, this is all the beginning. Unfortunately, his dad passes. So then he's sad. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I know. I'm really
What?
sorry. Well, and then it's about all the princes and who's going to be the king.
Why does Papa have to die?
I know.
I didn't
I
mean to
know.
rhyme there. I don't know why I made that rhyme.
It's a really morbid Dr. Seuss books you're telling there. But yeah, so we get to meet all the brothers and all his other brothers, who are like bigger than him mostly, are kind of the worst, right? They're kind of the worst. And they all want to be kings, okay? And they don't want him to be a king. And basically, like, in their kingdom, people are coming up to them after this happened, you know, because their king died. And this lady in the kingdom comes up to him specifically. Why can't I think of his name? Civ. And hands him this rock. And he's only allowed to accept gold. That's just been a thing. That's like,
Okay.
I don't know if that was like, I forget if that was put on like his brothers or like we can only accept gold or like what. So she tries to give him this. She's like, it's called a geode. It's been in my family for generations, and I thought it might cheer you up. And he looks at it and he's like really, you know, happy about it. And he's like, I can't, thank you, but it's only a rock. And she's like, of course. And she goes back and she's like, I knew that he, you know, he can't accept it, but he's different. So, you know, he's different than the other ones pretty much.
Okay.
And you get that vibe. So, but she leaves it there. And you see him later. I'm just setting things up so you know what kind of little guy he is. He's like staring at it with love and like he's tearing up and I just love his face.
I'm still upset about the father.
I know. So the point is he's different than all the brothers. The brothers are just kind of like, I just want to be king and they don't care about anything. They don't care really about the people in the town, but like he does. He cares a lot. He's different. He's got a really compassionate, like kind heart. And his brothers are like, we need to make sure that these people, because they essentially vote someone to be a king.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, they're all like talking and they're like, we need to make sure he can't get it. Like we can't let him get it. Everybody, like forget it. So we need to get him to go on a journey to like get this crown that like we know he's not going to find, but we need to get him out of here, right? He needs to not be an option. And he's like, yeah, okay, when are we leaving? And they're like, well, we've got this to do, that to do. And he's like, okay, I guess I'll go alone. So he heads out on this journey to get this crown because he thinks that's the thing to do, right? And don't worry, I'm not gonna pull the whole book report here, but that essentially starts out the rest of the book, right? So he's on this journey. And he meets this girl who's super fun and goes on the journey with him. And from then on, it's about him and his journey and his relationship and this girl and a lot. This bravery. It's about bravery. It's about honor. And this guy, you're going to fall in love with him. You're going to fall in love with him. I love him so much.
It's very cute.
I do think you'd really enjoy this, even though it starts out really sad. I know. Tough hang. I know. My dad would watch the hell out of an animated film version of that. I know. It would be great. It's so true. And it's beautiful art. Beautiful art. I love it.
Oh, wow.
It's gorgeous. So, yeah. So that was easy 5-star read for me. I hate him, not Papa. I know.
Not Papa.
I know. Very sad still. But it's worth the journey. It's
I-
wonderful.
I noticed how you tried to like squeak that by me because you're like, oh, she's gonna go off on a thing about the animals. You're like, and then of course Papa dies, and then
What is this, The Lion King? I know. Why does that always
Right.
happen? You know,
I can't watch Lion King.
It's-
I loved it.
yeah.
I can't watch it again.
Oh, and here's Hayden. I still haven't emotionally healed from
Right.
Mufasa's death when I was 5. I'm not gonna put myself through
Seriously.
Papa. Well, the good news is you don't actually get to know him or anything. It just happens like the first page, you know? Really.
Bam.
Like
right
within
away.
within the first few pages. But yeah. And it was earlier, so it was 10 years earlier. They do it real quick and then you come back.
Okay.
I know, it's a bummer. I know.
Okay.
Well, I did mention this book last time.
Oh yeah, you did.
And I finished it. And I loved it. So that's it. I loved it. I
5
believe
stars?
you know what? What did I rate it? Was it 5? It could have been.
This
Hold
is
on.
like this is a like record breaking
It really
week for you.
is. It
It's
really
awesome.
Yep. I definitely gave it 5 stars. Okay. Give it 5 stars.
You sure maybe you just weren't in like a really good mood this last week, so you just gave everything 5 stars?
Well, here's what happened. I read 9 books, so I couldn't remember all of them.
But you're seriously though, you're doing a great job with like doing your recaps.
Thank you.
You
I'm
are.
usually pretty bad at it.
You
so
seem to remember like what the books are about. I know that's the goal of this show, but I failed today at
I'm
it.
quite bad at that a lot, so
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Oh, Stephanie says, "Oh, so like Bambi?" Yeah, like
exactly.
Bambi. hmm
Mhm.
That somehow makes it worse. Yeah. Seems to me Kristen gives very few 5 stars. You know what? That's fair, I guess. Yeah. So this is a rare week. It is.
Okay.
But this was also 5 stars. I'm going to read the back of this. Let's see. I haven't even read it, so let's see. Hard-boiled eggs. Hot, steamy, saucy street food. A game of cat and mouse between the detective and the slick as eels art thief. Please enjoy. That's what the back says. Lovely. Love that.
Maybe it's
also-
better. It's probably better you didn't read it. Read the back then. Because I would have read that in the store and be like, what the hell is this?
What's funny is I never did that. I just looked at the art and I was like, yeah, I want it.
Yeah, that cover, the art's awesome.
Oh, yeah. Well, and even the interior is like, it's kind of the same, not the same, but a similar sort of vibe as the Donald Duck. Like this is like a throwback style, but
Yeah.
it's a current like modern book, which I really like that trend,
I saw the French flaps in the front.
Oh yeah, French flaps, and I love this interior. Like, food is a big part of the story. It is about a detective and an art thief, and this art thief that the detective has been after and been after. That's the cat and mouse vibe, right?
Nice.
And the whole time I'm like, they're in love, right? And the whole time you'll probably be like, they're in love, right? So I'll let you read it and find out. But it was so fun. It was just such a blast, and these characters are really, really fun, and it truly is there back and forth throughout the years. And the way it ended, I wish I could talk about it because it was really like I really like the way it ended.
Nice.
And it's certainly more than I expected from like this little, how many pages is this? Like 60-page comic? Yeah, about 63 pages. But it was so fun. So I certainly want to read more by this author and artist, and again, love the art throughout it. I just think it's so unique and fun. And I really liked the color work too.
Yeah.
It was just a blast. I really liked it. I think the whole time I was like, I think Mary would like this too, because there's like great, just like intermissions with food.
Oh,
like
I love that.
which is so fun. Because one of them cooks a lot. So you get a lot of food throughout this as well. And yeah, it was just great. I loved it.
Nice.
More people need to read that too. Teeny says, so these are all 25-point books.
Teeny.
That's funny.
You know I love the points.
That's so funny.
I love it.
Yeah. Let's see. Do you have so many things 5 stars because I picked your reads? Did you?
Yeah, how many did Reed pick of those?
He did pick this.
Okay.
So thank you for that, Reed.
Thank you for that, Reed.
He did pick the Donald one for me to read as well. So that was 2. You didn't pick all of them, but I'll give you that. Reed picks equals 5 stars. Yes. That kind of looks like Brian Lee O'Malley art. Yeah, it kind of does actually. Yeah, I'll give him that. Yeah, absolutely. I can see that.
Remind me.
Scott Pilgrim.
Oh, okay.
If you want another 5-star read, Cemetery Boys is a good pick. Hayden, that's sitting on my shelf, so I do
Kristen,
need to read that.
That comes up, I feel like, a lot on these live streams. I feel like we both need to read it. I'm not saying it's an official buddy read because we know what will happen,
No, you're right. Hold on. I'm writing it down.
but we should.
We really should. Do you have it too?
No, but
But you can get it. Yeah.
yeah, I could probably get the audiobook easily.
We should do that.
Don't tell Bar.
Yeah, we won't.
Okay, thanks.
I did read this for the show I did with Jess, and that is Red Handed, The Fine Art of Strange Crimes. Jess, of course, the Omni Dog. This is Matt Kent. This is probably my first jump into like a truly just full crime Matt Kent book. And I've had some hit or misses with him, which I've mentioned before. I read The Tooth, which I really didn't like. And it was such a weird, bizarre read that like I get it, but didn't love that. And there was something else by him that I started reading, hated it so much I gave it back to Second and Charles. I can't even think of the name. I did really like Department H, although I didn't finish it, so I need to get back to that at some point. Now that I've read this, I definitely want to. And I've read some of Super Spy, and I really like that too, which is the spy comics. But this was truly like strange crimes. And I kind of mentioned it on that show, but like I'll go through it too. I gave this 4 stars, so it's a 4-star.
Oh,
I do have this cool sketch in it, which
that is so cool.
It's pretty cool. I really like it. And this is the detective throughout the book. So there is one detective who is handling all of these weird, strange crimes, like the cover, the title says. And you will get these like little brief kind of interludes with the detective, and when one of the the crimes were caught, you'll get like some paragraphs about it and then go back to the detective, and I kind of like how that worked out. So like we cut to like, one of the first crimes we see is this woman quitting her job and walking away with this stool from the restaurant and stealing that, and then you realize she gets home and there's like a whole pile of chairs that she's stolen, right? So just strange, weird crimes like that. There are other, versions throughout this, or other ones throughout this. And they all kind of not all of them, but a lot of them connect in a way that you don't expect, which I really liked. And we keep meeting this detective throughout. And I liked his story as well. And it was just a good time. I really enjoyed it, more than I thought I would, because I wasn't sure what to expect going into it. So I'm glad I have this. I'll keep this for sure. And, I'll certainly be reading more Matt Kent stuff like I need to. So, yeah.
Very good.
Pistol Whip was the Matt Kent you hated. That's right.
Oh,
Couldn't finish it. Couldn't finish it. Thank you for that, read. Let's see. Let me go to one that was not a 5-star read. This was a 2-star.
Oh.
And I have shown this before because I planned to read it, which I did, and that's Wild, or So I Was Born to Be. I wanted to like this so much. Like, it's quite oversized, which I enjoy. Like, it's like a weird floppy big trade. I really like the art throughout this, but I have to say that's my favorite part because the story
Oh, really?
felt lacking. Yeah.
That's disappointing.
And the art's great. And there was such like over the top expressions like this.
What do you mean?
But I kind of liked that. Like, and it fit with the story, which was about roller derby essentially. And our main character, her name is Wild. She's on the team. And she deals with a lot of bullies from the rival team that she has to deal with, And I thought I would really like that, but I just gotta tell you, I think the story just didn't match up with the art that I thought was really cool and different and unique and something that I would enjoy more. So
yeah. All right.
it's a little bit of a bummer, but I'd be interested in seeing read this as well, because he may not care that there's, like, he often doesn't care that there's a lack of a story, kind of, right? But I care about that, so you
I
may
do
have different
too.
opinions here. Yeah, so anyway, I give that to you. And my last read, saving it for last, because it was definitely 5 stars. Another 5 stars. And that's In Limbo.
Oh yes. I'm
Which, of
so
course, you
glad.
know. Of course,
Yeah.
you know. Mary already talked about this and how great it was, and I agree. This was one that, like, I had on hold at the library, and I finally, like, well, Reed, thank you, went to pick it up, and he brought it back, and I didn't plan to read it that day,
hmm
but I just started reading it, and I couldn't stop reading it.
That's how I felt. I bought it and I started it that night, and I think I finished it in like 2 days, which is unheard of.
I totally get it. Like, it pulled me in so much. It is, I mean, one of the best graphic memoirs I've ever read, and I've read a
Yeah.
lot of great ones.
Yeah.
It was so well done. And if you guys didn't see Mary talk about it, Deb JJ Lee, I suppose,
Yeah, I think
is
so.
is the author and artist who is Korean American, and she, just goes through her whole life and dealing with her identity and her friendships at school and her like mental health, and there's so much that is covered throughout this, and at no point did I ever feel like I was being bogged down with any of it too. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yep.
So I feel like some graphic memoirs, they're like, here's the
hmm
thing, and it's like, no, the narrative throughout this was just so well done.
Yep.
um oh, I loved everything about it. I loved everything about it.
I'm definitely going to reread that this year. It just, you know, I'm really happy to hear your reaction to it, because part of me thought part of a large part of my love for it was just relating to, growing up in an Asian, household. So I'm like, is that why, is that why I loved it so much? So to hear you know, to hear you say that is like, you know, I don't know, makes me feel a little more like, yeah, that's just a great freaking book. Like it just, and I think it's the pacing too. Like you said, you
Yeah.
don't feel bogged down. And I have a feeling it reads that way because I'm guessing it's like very much a true account. Like I think she
Mhm.
really poured her whole life into it, and didn't hold back. It didn't feel like she held anything back. Like I can't imagine if she did. Like, you know,
No, truly. Like,
even I'm just thinking of how like certain things go on with her mom. Her mom obviously is struggling with her own mental health issues, and that is just, boy, that'll punch you right in the gut.
yeah.
In regards to how her daughter takes it. Um, so
Yeah,
um,
for sure.
yeah,
For sure. Um,
I see you looking up something. You have a
yeah, my dad was mentioning Hairball. I want to show you covers
oh,
from it. Which, yeah, I've heard about Hairball, of course. Um, let's see. I'm sharing my screen again.
awesome.
Here we are. Tell me when you can see that.
You can see it.
All right. Look at this little guy.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, it says a young girl with a black cat begins to suspect the innocuous beast is behind all her troubles. Her parents fighting, family plagues, and innumerable supernatural horrors. As she tries her best to rid herself of this creature, she discovers that maybe the cat is not evil after all, and a great terror may be behind these horrific events harming her life.
Oh,
I mean, hairball. Hairball, you guys.
is that cat wearing a bow tie?
It appeared to be a bow tie. Let's see the other covers. Yeah, that was a bow tie.
Oh boy, I see that
Look at
one.
this guy. Yikes.
Ooh, creepy.
Yikes. Why can't I go to keep opening? Yeah, that's what it's doing. Okay.
That's the one I wanted to see. Ah!
Love him.
What did he get into?
I mean, right?
Boy, these covers are amazing.
I love them. Love them. Love them. So that's very exciting.
Oh, wow. Wait, is that? Is that oh
Yeah.
my god!
Yeah.
I have to read this too.
Yeah. You know what? I want to, if we find the singles at Heroes Con, I feel like I need to get these covers.
Yeah.
'Cause they're pretty great. This one's fine. This was like the least interesting to me,
Yeah.
that's all right.
Wow.
But this one, I need this one for sure.
That's the best.
That's great.
It's like I'm just carrying this hand.
It's like I found this for you, a present. Love that. All right.
Oh man, it's amazing.
Yeah. So thanks, Dad, for bringing that up. And James says it has my name written all over it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, Mike. How's it
Hey,
going?
Mike, welcome.
You got in the high quality premium grade catnip. Yes. I like the fancy hardcover. Yeah, you did it to, I can't copy that in StreamYard, so I can look it up. I'll look it up, Dad. Fine. All right, while I look it up, those are the books I read. Some really great reads.
Listen, round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have
appreciate that.
a larger question.
Yes.
How many of those are staying in the library? Because I know with you, even if you love something, even if you give it 5 stars, doesn't necessarily mean you're going to keep it.
It's a great question. Should we go through them? Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
I'm
You know,
definitely,
I have some time. We could chat. We could chat.
if you want me to go through them.
Sure.
I keep hitting the mic. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Wild. I'm getting rid of it unless Reed wants to read it before I get rid of it.
Okay.
But I do intend to get rid of that. In Limbo's a library book, unfortunately. But if I see it somewhere, I will pick that up. You texted me the link. I can't get my text on my computer. Dad, sorry about it. Okay. I know you have StreamYard or you have a Telegram downloaded. I don't. I will keep Red Handed. It has a nice sketch. I feel like I can't, get rid of that. Also, I really liked it. So
yeah, that's sketches.
Yeah.
Top notch.
I have to keep this.
Yeah. The way you talk about it, you definitely do.
I have to keep it, and I hope that maybe I'll go to a con that they're at some point.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that I'm keeping this. I'm keeping this. Absolutely. Keeping this. This is beautiful format as well.
Yeah.
Yes. This is one I've kept for years, right? As well as this one. And I have to keep Creepy Cat too. So you know what? Just the one that I rated 2 stars is getting out of here.
All right.
Yeah. So that's something.
Wait, did you say Larry uses Telegram?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You made him get it, or did he already have it?
I think. Well, I think when we both got Pixel phones, we wanted some kind of app like that to communicate.
You like how I said you made him get it, like you made me get it.
It's so funny. My dad's like, email them, and I'm like, I already have it open in another window, so let's go to that because apparently people may care. People, maybe you'll care. Mary will care. All right, here we go. So, tell me when you can see it.
We can see. Oh boy.
All right, here we go. Let's make it big. I mean, it has the cutouts for the eyes. We love that. I need it.
They should have gone with the hand, carrying the hand.
You're right. That is true. But maybe I like this whole eye thing.
Yeah, and that's probably a bit much. It would affect sales maybe.
I like the interesting pupil too that we keep seeing on this cat.
Oh yeah.
What's going on there?
Is this out already? Is that the point?
It's available for pre-order.
Oh, pre-order.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not too good at reading today.
I don't. November 7th.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that's it. That's what I got. I want it. Die cut format featuring faux cat fur. I didn't even notice that. Love that. It's only $30. Okay.
Why don't you pre-order it live on YouTube?
For $30? No.
No.
I will get it on IST for cheaper.
Nice.
Nobody got time for that.
Hayden said it reminds me of the Broadway poster for Cats.
That's funny. All right. Do
All
you
right.
have some books you want to read soon, hopefully?
Well, I guess I should. Do you want those first or what I'm currently reading?
Oh, I'm sorry. I completely
okay.
skipped that. Yeah, tell me what you're currently reading. I have one thing that you know about.
Do I? Oh,
Should I just? It's just the dust jacket that I always show. How to Excavate a Heart. I'm still working on this prose.
my favorite thing.
It's just dust jacket.
Okay. I am still reading. I mentioned this last week, I think. I feel like a lot of people are reading this right now. I don't know why. But Batman Superman World's Finest.
I've heard this, yeah.
I am close to 100 pages in now. I've just been reading it on the train. I feel like I keep saying the same thing about it. I'm loving the art. The stories, it's fun. It's like, you're getting to see some of your favorites. There's, all these team ups going on. I'm really enjoying Robin in this book for some reason. But it's like that thing where you ask yourself, let's say I finish this, am I going to like go out and buy a copy of it? Probably not. But it's like one of those books that maybe if we found it like at Heroes Con and it was like a nice price, I might do that. But I tend to, like, it doesn't surprise me because it's superhero-y. But I have to say I'm enjoying it, particularly because I'm reading it on Hoopla as well. But you can't deny how amazing the art is in this book.
Dan Mora.
Yeah, totally. So I see why I feel like when anybody talks about this, that's what's talked about. No insult to Mark Waid, but and I'm getting the feeling, and I'm sure everybody else knows this, but I don't know for sure, but I feel like this is setting up for the rest of wherever this story is going. I don't know. Do I dare call it an event? But if that's what it feels like, do you know if it is an event?
I don't know anything about it.
Oh, okay. I'm
Joe's
sure.
also reading it though.
Oh, cool, Joe. Are you doing it digitally too? Just curious. So I have that going on. And wait, I feel like I'm missing something. Hang on one sec. I feel like I'm missing something. I'm just going to look in Goodreads.
Joe's also reading it digitally.
Yeah. Trying to do that a bit more when I can before I buy something anyway.
Makes sense.
Let's see. Oh,
Mike. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Mike says he only read 2 or 3 manga for the month of March.
That's okay.
That's still good. And also tell me what they were, please.
Yeah, I mean, life happens. And okay. All right, I'm back on track. Okay. So I just started this today. I just started this audiobook. It's called Home Fire by Camilla Shamsi. You ever seen this cover, Kristen? I feel like it was very popular at one point.
I feel like I did. I like how I'm squinting. I could just make you big.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to see, I know. But yeah, I'm listening to this on audio. I have it on Libro FM. And my friend Abby at work today, we were like needed to get out of the office for a little bit. And she was watching somebody on YouTube and they were like talking this book up. So we walked to Barnes and Noble. I don't know why I'm telling the story. And she bought the book and then she's like, oh, well, you should read it too. And I'm like, well, I can't commit to a buddy read. I can't do that. I'm like, but I'll download it because I already have it. And if I get to it, I get to it. So when I was on the train, I listened to it for a little bit. It's pretty interesting so far. I mean, I just started it, but from what I've listened to so far, it's about this woman. I already forget her name. I want to say it's like Ismay. Hang on, I can not be lazy and look. Isma. So she ends up having, stuff happens in her family. So she ends up having to care for her siblings. But the book starts with like her going through the airport and being pulled aside through a security check because of how she looks. And just like off the bat, you're like feeling for her already because it's so unjust the way the questions they're asking her. They're like going through every single belonging. And let's be honest, they wouldn't do that to possibly us You know what I'm saying? So off the bat, I'm like pulled in already. So I'm super glad that that my work friend was like, you know, I don't even know if she said she's going to start it on the bus. I don't even know if she did. She probably was like, I don't like this, because I do think that's the difference, right, between audio and physically reading a book at times. Like sometimes it's going to hit you in a certain way, and if you're not
Sure.
there. So I'm curious to see. I just had this feeling because she read the back of the book again when we got back to the office. She's like, I don't know. I know I hyped up this book and we just walked to go get it. She's like, but now I'm reading the back again. It's not like thrilling me. I'm like, just give it a chance, right? So, funny.
That's funny. Well, I hope she's reading it too, so you're accidentally buddy reading it.
I
That's
hope
always
so,
best,
too.
right?
Yeah, I hope so too.
Love that.
So then I have what else do I have going on? Sorry. Oh, I'm still working on this essay collection, but I'm not like saying I'm gonna finish this like right away. Oh my god, I just had it together and now the light is. Oh, here we go. These Precious Days by Ann Patchett's the essay collection. I don't think I read anything since we last talked. I don't know what happened.
I did want to tell you I downloaded that audiobook on
Oh, you
Hoopla.
did? Nice.
I have not started it, but I did already spend the credit. So
Nice. If you want to know, like, I could text you some of the ones that like I really enjoy. Well, I'm not going to make you hop around like I am.
it may be harder in the audio to do that.
It will be. Yeah, it will be.
I mean, I know there are chapters, but you know,
I have my little list.
I love that for you.
I sometimes question myself, like what goes on in my brain, like how my brain ticks, but here we are.
It's fine.
And then I'm not going to mention this every week because it's almost embarrassing, but I still have Swamp Thing as one of my reads.
Yes.
There's no indication that I'm not enjoying it. It's more of an indication on how my brain is these days.
Hey, we talk about it a lot. We are absolutely both mood readers.
Yeah,
And sometimes you start something and you stop it. And life goes on.
Exactly.
For sure.
So those, I guess, I didn't realize, but I have four things going on right now.
Nice. Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Joe's asking if it's for that Dawn of DC thing they're doing. Perhaps. Hey, River.
Hey, River.
To get really back into reading, I think I'm going to do a full reread of the Osman verse and timeline orders since we got confirmation for Heartstopper 5 and 6. Yes, that was huge. Did you see that? Like,
I didn't. No.
Oh my gosh. So Heartstopper was going to end with Volume 5. And Alice Osman just announced, JK, it's going to end with Volume 6.
Nice.
So there's going to be a whole other volume.
Nice.
I'm thrilled about that. That's exciting, Hayden. Let me know if you do that.
That is a great way to get back in.
Kristen, did you see the news of Tegan and Sarah being EPs on a show based on Destiny New York, a book I have been backing on Kickstarter a couple of years now? The story is really good. Yes, I haven't read that. I didn't even know about it actually until I saw that they were being EPs, and I was like, oh, I have to get this. So that's awesome. You've been backing it, Chris. Is it still coming out? Because I know there's a trade. Because I looked it up immediately. I was like, okay, I gotta know what it is. Gotta know what it is. I feel like I'm gonna like anything that they put their energy behind for sure. So I do want to read that. Yesterday I started the audiobook of All Good People Here, a novel by Ashley Flowers. Ashley's from Crime Junkie Podcast. Okay, cool.
I was wondering why her name, not that I listen to Crime Junkie, but I always hear about it. I was wondering why that name sounded familiar. That's why.
Oh, I had to step away to take Louis for a walk. Mary, he made me bring his new yellow spiky ball that you bought him.
Oh, too
just
cute.
FYI, Louis is also a fan of your guys' show and obviously loves you. But
hi, Louis.
Love that so much. Stephanie, please send me a photo of him with that ball.
Yeah, we'll show it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we will. I'm like, let me figure out how to do that. And then feel like Jess. Just kidding, love Jess.
You listen, you shared a lot. Let me ask, when you went to share what you shared, I guess they're all websites, right, that we did tonight so far?
Yeah.
Did you get that dimensional thing that happens? Like,
yeah, that's why like I went ahead and just went to that other window, and that's why I was like, okay, tell me when you can see it, because I'm not going to know what pops up, kind of thing.
But just so you know, we didn't see that. It's only if you're the sharer that we see that thing that, like, right?
Well, if I shared this right now, my screen here, you would see it.
Oh, okay.
But I just hopped over to that window right after I hit share because there's like a little delay.
Oh, and then you don't.
And then I hit stop from there. So you never see that. Yeah. That's why.
Sorry. I really was curious.
Yeah, that's why. It was pretty easy, gotta tell you. Should we jump to what we hope to read?
Yes. You want to go?
Or-
Because I just talked for a bit.
Our wishful thinking? Sure.
Yes.
Do you want me to go through everything or go back and forth? Or
We could go back and forth if you want.
yeah. I feel like I've mentioned this, but I am pretty set on this for upcoming reads here.
Oh, look at you.
I gotta read the last volume of The Abominable Charles Christopher, Volume 3.
I didn't tell you this, but I went online. I was trying to be reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to support. Who's the author again? I always forget.
Carl Kerschel.
I wanted to support him.
Mm-hmm.
So I went and I bought all 3 like digitally. Like I think it's a PDF.
Mm-hmm.
But I forgot to tell you that I did that.
Love that.
I did that.
I love that.
Yeah, because you seem to think I'll really love it, and I feel like I will.
I do think you'll really like it. I mean, like,
Yeah.
look at this art.
It's amazing.
It's yeah. And I know I've talked about this, but you know, the story is about the abominable Charles Christopher. This guy, he doesn't talk, but the rest of the creatures in the woods do, and there is some consistent storylines and some what's going on throughout it, but there's also like, you know, little funny bits and moments with the creatures in the woods. It's just so
Nice.
great and lovely, and the art's beautiful. And I think a lot of people would enjoy this, but yeah, I think you'll really like it. And if you want to read any of it, it is for free online, or you can get some PDFs or some paperbacks like this, which is cool. So, and there are some hardcovers, but I think the first one's like not in stock. So I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna randomly have 2 hardcovers. I've done it before, but it's not my favorite. So
I know, I get it.
So yeah. It is still ongoing. There's 6 trades so far through Kickstarter. Black Mask is releasing the series as single issues right now. That's awesome.
Nice.
6 trades. So can you? I think I saw the Black Mask Volume 1, Chris. Is there a way to get like the rest of them through that person's website? Maybe. I understand. I can Google this, Chris. I'm sorry, but but I'd like to know your thoughts, please. Thank you so much. I'm very interested. And how about you? What would you like to read?
All right. Let's see. I saw you and Maddie talking about this title, and since I have it on my shelf, thought maybe I will, making no promises, but maybe I finally pick up Messy Roots.
Oh.
Give this a read.
Yeah, I think I still have that out from the library, but I haven't read it yet either. Yeah.
I don't know much about it, but it sure gets a lot of positive feedback, positive hype, and yeah, I really, because I heard you 2 talking about it, I figured maybe it was time to open it up. And
yeah, and it's a graphic memoir, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, love that.
The art looks pretty cool. I feel like it's going to have some feels that In Limbo had. So I'm all about that.
Love that.
So we'll see. Oh, look at this. That.
Oh, yeah. I always forget to solo you. I'm so sorry. You want to show that again?
Oh, I found the page again. With that, guys.
Like it's still here.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, that looks cool.
So that's one of some here.
Okay. So Reed did put some things in here, so I will identify the Reed picks as well, which he likes to do. This is one of them because we've been talking about this video idea lately that we're going to do that involves this book in particular. So I've read it before. I loved it before. I read it from the library. I loved it so much that I asked for the hardcover edition, I think for Christmas one year from my mother-in-law, and she got it for me. And that is El Defo.
Oh, yeah.
Super powered edition. So I actually haven't read this particular edition, and I know there are 40 pages of all new material. Childhood photographs, early sketches, and notes from the author, and much more. So that's cool. And again, I've been in a rereading mood lately, And it's been so many. You know what? Let's look on Goodreads. When did I read El
Oh.
Defoe?
That's one you've always recommended to me, and I've just never gotten around to it. And I'm not being like a rebel like with Schitt's Creek. Like I do want to read that.
Yeah, I think you would like it for
Yeah.
sure. Okay, I read this November 2015.
Wow.
That feels like ages ago.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a long time ago. And I only read it once, and I loved it back then. And this edition came out, and I was like, "Well, I need it. I've never owned it." It's been so long that I must revisit it. So, but the story is about this girl who starts a new school, and she has a giant hearing aid, pretty much strapped to her
Okay.
chest.
I'm not being funny. Do they all have ears? Like,
Yeah, they're like depicted as rabbits.
okay, I was gonna say
Yeah,
bunnies,
or
but
bunnies. Yeah,
yeah.
whatever you prefer there. But yeah, so
All right.
I'll read the back. Starting a new school is scary, especially with a giant hearing aid strapped to your chest. At her old school, everyone in Cece's class was deaf. Here, she's different. She's sure the kids are staring at her, or staring at the phonic ear, the powerful aid that will help her hear her teacher. Too bad it also seems certain to repel potential friends.
Mm,
Then Cece makes a startling discovery. With the phonic ear, she can hear her teacher not just in the classroom, but anywhere her teacher is in the school. In the hallway, in the teacher's lounge, in the bathroom. This is power. Maybe even superpower. Cece is on her way to becoming El Defo, listener for all. But the funny thing about being a superhero is that it's just another way of feeling different and lonely. Can Cece channel her powers into finding the thing she wants most? A true friend. It's great. It's just great. 2015 me loved it. I imagine 2023 me will also love it. So I look
Very
forward
cool.
to. I do want to reread this for sure.
that's a good one.
Chris is with me. El Defo is such a good book. I'm glad you've read it, Chris. Okay. They do have an Etsy store. Hold on. Where's my pen?
Oh boy.
Handy dandy fountain pen.
Oh, by the way, speaking of fountain pens,
Mhm.
I don't know why I'm talking about all of my friends at work today, but my friend Jeff, he's a fountain
Mhm.
pen guy. The two of you would get along so well.
Yeah.
Um, he recently gifted me. I gave him like some like cheap pen that I bought like a bundle of them for like $10, but he put a nice nib on it, and it's a. Have you ever heard of a bent nib?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know about these.
Like a flex or just the
No,
bent.
the end
Does
looks
it flex?
like an elf shoe. It's like
Yeah,
bent.
like it's like weirdly curved. Yeah.
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 It
yeah.
writes like a dream. I was like, "Jeff, this is amazing." Like, I use it all the time now. I
I
use
love
it
that.
for work. Yeah, it's awesome.
I haven't used one. I've seen them and I'm like, these look weird.
They're fun.
But I haven't. Yeah, if anyone watching doesn't know, I got really into fountain pens, and then I told Mary about how into fountain pens I was for a while, and then she didn't care until her friend at work, Jeff, was like, "Hey, I like fountain pens," and then Mary was like, "Oh, maybe I should like."
Time out. Time out. This is Kristen's perception of what happened.
Okay.
See, I explained this last show. This is what Kristen does. Her current topic, her current hobby, she's slowly pushing. Her agenda on me is the games, so
Board
board
games.
games. I'm
Right.
fully aware of it. It's working.
Oh, is it?
It's slowly. The curiosity is peaked.
Okay.
The only issue is Kim's not like a big, player. But I asked her. I said, "Listen," I was very honest. I
Mhm.
said, "Kristen's getting really into games," and I said, "Reed plays sometimes, not all the time." And I said, I would like to do that too. Would you be open if we like went and looked at games together and you could say if you're interested or not?" And she said she would. So
Wow. Okay.
that's half the battle. She's not playing Wingspan with that big phobia of birds, though, not beers,
Right.
birds.
Right. Well, which
Um,
is, I will say again, is extra funny because Reed also has that big fear of birds.
I know.
And he loves Wingspan.
I legit tell Kim, I've probably said this before, like if we're walking around in Manhattan, like there are pigeons in Manhattan, okay? Like it's
Mhm.
expected. They're like, citizens. Like
Right.
she will like one day I tell her, I'm like, you're gonna get hit by a car. Cause sometimes she'll like jump off the side. I'm like, can you please be careful? That's how bad. Like, is Reed like that? Will he like run away from birds on the street?
Oh yeah, if he was in Manhattan, it's 100%. Yes. Yes.
Well, then
Yeah.
listen, if you guys somehow do come to New York Comic Con, we're gonna have to put like a little leash on him so he doesn't get hit by like a taxi or something.
Put a leash on. Just put one of those dual leashes on both of them, right? Just like that's so funny.
So, what really happened with the fountain pens?
Uh,
You were working on me, you know, but not pushy, just like mentioning, showing me this. Oh, I got that,
hmm
right? And then simultaneously, my friend Jeff started, you know, we worked together. He's like writing with his fan. I'm like, oh, what's that? And I got to like more so try them out.
Fair. This is fair.
Then here we go. It's like the whole thing. Spending all this money on fountain pens, getting bottles of ink.
Yep.
And Kristen, just like a little dealer, she's like, oh, well, if you want to see if you'll like them, you can get disposable fountain pens. And here's a link to the kind that are really nice.
Yeah. Yep. That's so true.
That's what happened.
That's so true. I was obviously just playing.
I know.
Of course. But I'm thrilled. I am so happy you're interested in fountain pens. But my point was, I wanted to tell people if anyone happens to be watching out there who wants to know what kind of fountain pen I'm using. Is anyone watching like that? I don't know.
Is it
but
a Twisby?
This is my Twisby. What's it called? A VAC 700R. Okay. Specifically, this is the like rainbow edition.
Ooh.
So the nib is like my favorite because look at that. It's got. We're probably not gonna beauty guru.
Oh, beauty guru.
Are we gonna
influencer?
No.
How come when they do?
There we go.
Nice.
Oh my hand looks so wrinkly like this. But okay. Anyway, that's my Twisby. Love it. Love her so much. It's a VAC filler. This is the what kind of ink's in here? Because you all care. The Diamine Bliss. This is from the influencer. Hold on. This is from the. Nope. Maybe it's so shiny.
Oh,
that's
there
why.
it is.
It's from the. You can't really see the ink in there, but
nice.
The Christmas Advent calendar, the Inkvent calendar. That's what it was. The Inkvent calendar. Anyway, that's what's in here. What was my point of this?
Look, I'm sitting at Kim's desk, and she has like ballpoint.
Is that a ballpoint?
Look at this. Look at pencils with like.
Oh no, a pencil with it. No, absolutely not. We cannot do that. While I'm here, Mary got me this awesome pen.
Oh, I'm jealous of that pen.
It's also here. You should get it.
I should get it, but that's how I know it's true friendship. Like if I buy something for you that I don't have and I look at it and I'm jealous. That's true friendship.
Perfect. You're gonna have to get it for yourself now. Joe was laughing at the board game stuff, which I love so much. Because Joe is the board game guru. That's what I call him.
But hold on, Cheese is sticking up for me.
Oh, don't hassle Mary.
Thank you, Cheese.
I just hassle with love. I love Mary.
She does. She wants me to love the things she loves.
It's exactly it.
I get it.
One day you'll watch Schitt's Creek.
Listen.
It's been a bit since I said that, so I just had to get it out, you know.
And I do understand I am being a bit ridiculous because you want me to watch one episode. I get it.
But hey, it's fine. I get it. It's hard to watch stuff. My dad says,
let's see.
Just dug through the Heroes Con guest list. And I see like 13 I want. And 3 are not even old men. 1 is female. Oh. Don't worry, I will whack this way down as I look for books for these.
Well, Kristen, I don't want to speak for you, but 13 sounds reasonable for the two of us. No? I don't know.
It's a lot.
I'm not gonna get between a father and daughter situation.
Mary,
I support you both.
I just know some of these lines.
Oh, that's it.
Are a lot. I lucked out on getting my dad the Chris Claremont autographs he wanted.
I get what you're saying.
Like I happened upon him at the right moment where
Yeah.
like he'd just gotten there.
Yeah.
There were like 5 people in front of me.
I got you. I didn't even think of that.
Well, in the next day, the line was, I mean, it was obscene. They had to move him because it got so long.
Wow.
It was like, okay, well, I'm glad I'm not waiting that, you know? So I just happened to luck out with that one, thankfully. He's very nice, but, you know, that there's a darn fancy schmancy pen. Hayden,
Oh.
what's great about fountain pens is people like assume they're expensive, and one, they can be.
They
Like,
can be, but yeah, they don't have to
we're not
be.
doing all that.
No.
Yeah, absolutely not. But what's great is you can get a super cheap fountain pen, and then just keep refilling the ink. You're going to save so much money.
Well, that Hayden, and also like, oh, Kristen's gonna be like, oh, your friend Jeff. Twice now, Jeff has taken like a sort of inexpensive pen, not sort of an inexpensive pen, and put like a pretty nice nib on it. So it's, as far as what you're writing with, it sort of turns into, do you know how to change nibs and all that? I don't know how to do that. I will try at some point, but
I know how. I haven't done it.
yeah.
But yeah, I know how.
So there's always that option, sort of like to make it even a little fancier.
Yeah, plus like, you know, the ink and the nib you have like really are what makes it the
Yeah.
most, right?
Yeah.
But what's cool about this pen is like I can keep this forever, and I, you know, unless I break it or throw it across the room or something. But
Yeah.
I don't anticipate doing that. Oh, did
Oh,
you hear that? Right after I say it, I just slam it against this.
can you imagine? And then we see all this ink splatter
just-
up like all over the camera.
Oh, that's good. Funny. Ballpoint, what kind of peasant's pen is that? Look, they're just not a delight to write with.
I know, geez, I
You
get
know?
it. Like,
You gotta really like push it down. What are we doing?
like, this is my wife that we're talking about, and it's like I don't even know her. Look at these freaking pens she has.
Oh my gosh. What'd she get that from the bank?
She would kick my butt right
Free
now.
from the bank.
And then she does have one cross pen. It's a ballpoint pen, but it's because I gave it to her.
Oh, okay. So that looks a little fancy, but you know what? You
It
still
is
have
nice.
to push down.
You do.
I got time for that.
It's true.
You know, when I write, I like writing smooth like butter. You know?
Yes. Oh, I guess I'm pretty nice. I gave her 2 pen. Oh, one's a pencil. 2 cross. A cross pen and a cross pencil. Oh boy, that was tough to get out.
So fancy. First Schitt's Creek, then Kim's Convenience. I do think you will love that, though.
I think I will really like
You will
Kim's
love
Convenience.
that,
I know.
yeah.
I do know I have to watch that.
You really should. The Roy Thomas is the most important
Oh,
since I
yeah?
already have clear amount. Dad, Roy Thomas last year was impossible. Like, I didn't get him.
Because of the lines?
He was only there Saturday. And I'm not even sure I saw the guy. I can't remember. Like, because I was like hunting for him. And I think when I did it, he cut off his line. Because there was several that kept doing that. Because
Wow.
they would like, you had to cut off here because they'd go to lunch or whatever, right? You have to come back at 3. That was for I kept running into that with Walt Simonson every time, and I kept hearing, you know, he's a delight to fans, so he also like talks to them forever.
That's cool.
So he kept having to cut off his line because he's like, well, I'm not gonna have time for that. So anytime I would get in line, the person would be like, oh, this is the end of the line until 4 o'clock or whatever, and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna remember to come back here then, but okay.
Yeah.
So that was hard too.
There's a in New Jersey, it's called Garden State Comic Fest, and I think you and Larry would just love it, especially Larry because of the signatures, because it's not big at all. I guess it's like a mid-size. They actually do various events throughout New Jersey in the area, but like I've seen Walt Simonson there, and like the lines aren't like what you're talking about, just because it's smaller. Like
Sure.
And I specifically remember seeing him like just, you know, chatting up, like just like you said.
Yeah.
And people just looked so happy, and he was just he just seems so nice. I didn't
He
go
seems
up.
like the nicest guy. Yeah.
I'm not really an autograph person unless like I'm buying a book, you know, like I want to
Sure.
buy Cody.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Like of course then I would want that to be signed, you know.
I'm so excited for Jared Cullum, for us to both go there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring my copy of Cody. I want that signed, and I
Yeah.
hope he has like prints from Cody.
Probably, right?
I would love one of those. So
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
put
excited
that up
for
in
that
my
too.
room. Yeah, That'll be really good.
I'm kind of glad I didn't like buy a copy yet because I was going to.
Yeah, absolutely. It's perfect. It says I'm throwing this pen still.
What's going on?
Sorry. It's a Saturday only again. Yeah, I don't know what Rolly Thomas's deal is, but it's annoying. Hayden, you're thinking of a dip pen, not a fountain pen.
I mean,
Hayden says, yeah, but I don't want to have to dip my pen in ink all the time like a Tudor nobleman.
you're a nobleman already, but
Yeah.
trust me, if you just write with one,
Yeah.
like with the right nib, and I understand if you're not into fountain pens, us continually saying nib is sort of annoying. But just trust me, it's all about the nib.
I mean, truly it is. And again, you're thinking of a dip pen. A fountain pen already has ink in it. Like, it's already happening. So,
Kristen, that was very the way you just wrote on that page and scribbled in the middle of the book. It just made my anxiety spike.
I was just trying to show that there was ink in here. This is just my notes book where I throw notes for the shows. So
I know, but
know, like my notes today are just Squirrel Girl therapy session, Cemetery Boys, and Space Between His Comics on Etsy. Thank you, Chris, by the way. I forgot to say that.
Nice.
Oh, see, Hayden did not know those were different things. Many people don't. But yeah, so dip pens, usually they're like glass. I see a lot of glass ones these days where you dip it in ink and you have to keep dipping it. Or like Reeds use them for art. Dip pens where it's a different kind of ink. It's like pigmented. Nerd alert, I know, Hayden. But yeah, different things entirely. Nice. These are just my ink's in here. I keep doing that. My ink's just right here already.
I'm waiting for you to drop it again.
I feel like I will. I love how our viewership went down. They're like, we're getting out of here. Too many fountain pen dogs.
They're like, these two have lost it.
Was it your turn?
It's my turn.
I feel like it's your turn. Yeah.
I'm going to hold up a book that I've claimed that I'm going to read in other times. It's a manga. It's a horror manga. Kristen read it. And when I told her that I bought it, she said, "Oh, good. Oh, good. You enjoy that thing you bought there. Good luck." And it is Ibitsu. I know.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I know that I've showed this. Oh my god, the light.
Yes.
I know that I've showed this before. So listen.
I'm excited for this.
Goes without saying, we love Junji Ito, and I was just like, I saw Sue from Sue's Book Nook that she read this, and I can't even really remember what she said about it. I felt like she said she liked a couple of the stories, but the others failed, a bit. But you keep saying that there's like, I guess you want me to get to something in this book because you keep kind of saying like, "Oh, just wait."
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, the art looks cool.
It's true.
Right? I mean, it does.
I'll solo you for this.
Yeah. I mean, it does look cool, right? Let's see if I can find you some more. I don't really know if I could be ruining anything or not, but so I am motivated to read this finally because number one, it's on my shelf. And not to say that we always have the same opinions, but I do look forward to the fact that if I don't like this, it can go. Right?
Yeah. No, yeah. Because it's quite chunky.
Right. And if I do like it, awesome. Right. But
of course. Of course.
So yeah. So hopefully.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. We'll see. Do they do blurbs on manga? No, there's no blurb. So I think I read this. Did I read this? The back on on one of these shows before?
I don't know, but go ahead. Yeah.
Urban legend has it that a girl in gothic Lolita garb, oh no, will sometimes appear at local garage drops in the middle of the night, putting a question to passerby.
Garbage.
I'm telling you, I don't even know why you let me on this show tonight because I am the worst. I also don't have I don't have my reading glasses on either.
That's fair.
Let's read it as garage at a local garage.
I was like, at garage sales? Like, I was like, where?
Urban legend has it that a girl in gothic Lolita garb will sometimes appear at a local garage. Drop. Okay, I'll stop.
I love it.
Makes it. It's not as if saying at local garbage drops is any better. What's a local garbage drop?
So I don't know if this is something like in other countries or what, but yeah, they're like garbage is dropped in a spot in this book. I don't know.
Oh my god. Okay. So the question that she puts to everybody that passes by.
Mhm.
Uh,
I was waiting for it. I remember this.
I do remember this now. Would you have a little sister? What does that mean? And then I swear I'm not like pronouncing garage as garbage or garbage as garage. Would you have a little sister? Are there words missing in that sentence?
Nope.
Okay. To reply is to seal one's fate and meet with a diabolical death at the hands of none other than this twisted sister. And tonight, another man will fall prey to the horror. Can I text you randomly? Would you have a
Yes.
little sister?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm going
Absolutely. I can't wait for your. You know what? Maybe you should send me text throughout your reading of that. Actually,
to. Oh no, are there booby shots in this?
I don't remember.
Oh boy.
I don't. You know what? Let me look up on Goodreads when I read this. What's it called again? How do you spell it?
IBITSU
Got it. Okay.
by Haruto Royo.
November 2021. I read it. I give it 2 stars.
Oh boy. This is what I wish you would have like given a review
I
on.
wish I would have. Yeah.
When I finish it, I'm going to write as my review. Would you have a little sister? Okay.
I'm so excited for that. You
I
have no idea.
I think I need to put that on top of the pile.
Yeah, I think you do too. 100%. 100%.
And I promise when I read it, I'll put my reading glasses on.
You know what? I think you shouldn't. And maybe it'll change the outcome of the book if everything was like a garage drop,
Yeah.
whatever that is.
But we do need to find out what a garbage drop is. Maybe it means like the dump, like or when you take out your trash. Like,
Oh, I remember.
oh, you find out.
It's a
what it is?
garbage drop.
But what does that mean? I keep saying.
I'm telling you. Read it. You'll find out.
All right. Can we call the next live stream? If I read it, I'll tell you, and we can call it a garbage drop,
Yeah, 100%.
and then just the date. Garbage
Yes.
drop with Mary M.
Yeah, and then when people are like, "What's that mean?" they'll search YouTube and find this. Yeah, it'd be great. All right.
Oh,
Speaking of rereads, I have another book I would like to reread.
you are on a roll.
It feels nice. So, Bad Machinery,
Oh.
of course, by John Allison. This is the first book in the series. Read the series, love the series, and I want to revisit it. It's been a bit. So, I love John Allison, of course, from Giant Days fame, but this was pre-Giant Days, and just such a fun time. Such a fun time, really about like kids in school and their mysteries. It's really what you need to know. But yeah, I want to revisit it. It's a good time.
That's looks like that's a pretty large book.
It's quite wide, and I will say, so the first 2 I have in hardcover.
Mm-hmm.
The next several I have in trade paperback because they didn't come out in hardcover.
Oh, okay.
And then the later ones only came out in like small pocket editions. And like, Oni Press, why'd you do this to me? I know why. They probably didn't sell good enough, blah, 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 blah. I would love if there was like Kickstarter hardcover versions.
Yeah.
That would be so nice. Just like maybe a few in one or something. Oh my gosh. But I don't know if that'll ever happen, but I would love it.
Nice.
Love it. So Chris knows what's up. Bad Machinery is always a good read. Absolutely. So yeah, it's on my list.
Okay. I'm not going to top the Bitsu's conversation. I'm just not.
Sure.
I already said this, but it's my only one left in the pile. But I
Mhm.
want to continue with this essay collection. Here we go. Oh, there we go. This dog on the cover is everything.
So cute.
So yeah. So I want to keep working on this essay collection by Ann Patchett, and
Wonderful.
I don't really claim that I'm going to have this finished. You'll see me hold this up probably next week too.
Gotcha.
Because I'm just really enjoying not rushing through the essays, because I feel like if I do that, just won't work out well. Like, for example,
Sure.
remember, I think what made me start jumping around from like not reading this in order, another reason is, like, for example, the next one I have marked to read, she just has like great titles, like The Moment Nothing Changed, right? Like you
Okay.
always hear that, the moment everything changed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just like, that's what pulled me in. I'm like, oh, I want to read that one next, and that's just what's happening now. Yeah.
Love
So I
that.
want to continue working on that. So since I kind of mentioned that one already, I would love to think that I'll start the Priory of the Orange Tree, but we'll see. But I am very interested in this.
I would love to know your thoughts too.
So that
You're
might
making me want to
happen.
get it.
Do it.
I've been wanting to read it. That's
Yeah.
one of those books that I feel like I can't just go to the library and get because it's too long.
Well, that
You know,
exactly.
it's
That's
too
like,
long.
yep.
Like I have to have it here, or else I feel like I'll never read it
Yeah.
because I'll be too intimidated by the due date. You know.
And for that same reason, that's why I also wanted to have the audiobook to accompany it, because I just think it will just enhance the experience. But like you said, it's so long.
Mhm.
So we'll see. But yeah, I'm considering this too. It's just like we always say, if we're since we're mood readers, we kind of just have to wait and see what
Yeah,
happens.
that's
I also
exactly it.
Right, and I know I just put a bunch of books on hold at the library. You're going to ask which ones, and I don't remember, but I can look them up. But you know what's going to happen, right? I probably will check my email after this, and they're all in. So then, like,
Mhm.
that's going to switch things up a bit too. So
100% know what you mean because in fact, I just Reed just picked these up for me at the library.
Oh,
So
really?
I'm gonna go through them. It's kind of a library haul, kind of a maybe I'll get to some of these.
Yeah, that's cool.
So we'll do that. I did also want to tell you though, I downloaded an audiobook earlier
You
from
did.
Hoopla that I would like to start. We'll see how it goes, mood reader, but Remarkably
Oh,
Bright Creatures.
this makes me so happy, because I do think if you go the audiobook route on this,
Mhm.
I know I'm always saying this, but when the narrator is good,
Oh
it's
yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna meet Marcellus the octopus.
You made me want to read that so bad. I was like, I'm gonna give it a shot tomorrow at work. I know
Yeah.
my workload tomorrow is gonna be a lot, but it's kind of like it's stuff I don't have to think super hard about. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
The only thing I want to warn you a little bit about that, it's not like it's not a difficult listen or read at all, but you might need to focus a bit more, only because I want you to get the most, because they're going to introduce, there's not a ton of characters, but they're going to introduce them, and then when they start to connect, if you didn't grab it all in the beginning, I just
sure.
don't think you'll get the most out of it, because there were times I had to go back. I got a little bit confused, and probably because I was like listening and drifting off here and there, like not fully paying attention. But once I went back, I got it right away.
Gotcha. Okay. Well then
So
probably won't do that. Thank you
yeah,
for throwing that out there because
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
with work it's kinda hard. So
Yeah, maybe even if you did, like, you know what, I'm gonna listen to one chapter, and then
mm,
it won't get confusing then, you know.
okay. Yeah. I'll
But the
definitely do that.
main character, Tova, and her relationship with Marcellus, the octopus, I mean, it's gonna melt your heart.
Oh,
I'd like to refer to this book as sort of like it's like such a Kristen book. Like, if this was a graphic novel, you'd be all over it. Like, it would be 5 stars, no question. It would be
mhm.
in your top reads. It's like a prose Kristen version of that, if that makes
Okay.
any
I
sense.
love that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm so excited. Thank you for saying that. That sounds nice.
You're welcome.
Okay, my library haul. Let's go.
Oh.
I got Die Dark Volume 1 and 2.
Ooh.
This is a manga I keep hearing about.
Those look brand new. Are they?
I was the first one to check it out. Absolutely.
Oh, nice.
I like getting on my library and seeing what's on order.
Okay.
And then the on order books will come in and I'll be like, lovely, I'm the first to touch them.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So yeah, I love that. Love that. And they're nice quality too. I can't like, this isn't typical like manga.
Oh,
pages,
really?
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of, they're like really white for one. And typical manga's kind of newspapery. I mean, I know that's not the right terms, you guys. I'm sorry, but I know thick. It's nice.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like.
Yeah. So
nice. 2
of those. So you're gonna read those. It's funny. Chris talked about this earlier, and I had it on hold at the library. Danger and Other Unknown Risks by Ryan North and Erica Henderson, the Squirrel Girl team. So I'm stoked about this. I mean, oh look, there's a doggy. Immediately a doggy.
Oh, cute.
I get books and I don't even know a ton about them. And I'm not trying to start. So here we are. Although I guess I'll read some on the back. Let's see. Great blurbs by a lot of people that I love. So like Sarah Anderson, who does Sarah Scribbles, and the Cryptid Club, of course. Molly Knox Ostertag. I can't talk today. Who did the Witch Boy trilogy and The Girl from the Sea. Love Molly. And Faith Erin Hicks, who I also love, the illustrator of Pumpkinheads, of course.
Nice.
They all love this. So that's really all I need to know, right? That's it. Molly says, cute, fun, and clever, a rollicking adventure that lets me wanting more. Okay.
Rollicking.
Looking forward to it. How far are you willing to go to save the world?
Oof.
I'm going to find out. Oh, and Tilly Walden right on the cover. Didn't even notice. Easily my favorite book of the year, Tilly Walden.
Tilly, I think Tilly's getting a little free with her blurbs because I see her. She's blurbing all over the place.
She's blurbing it up, truly.
I mean, listen, good for her. She probably gets paid for the blurbs, but don't you feel like she's?
I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I don't know that they get paid for blurbs.
Oh, I just insulted Kristen's girl there.
No, I just mean like.
Yeah, I actually don't know that. I could just be talking smack.
Maybe it depends on the person. Reed didn't pay for that Iggy Pop blurb. I'm just saying. He just gave that out. So maybe it depends.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was trying to show you this great dog in the cover. This big old dog.
Oh my.
So anyway, that's fun. Love that. Here's more of the dog.
You guys, you see what's happening? Kristen's trying to get me to read this book.
I mean, who knows? I'll let you know how I like it or not. But
it's happening, like the fountain pens in the games.
I'm this is going to the top of my list though because it looks really good. So
that does look really fun. I'm curious about that. I should see if that's one I should just see if the library has it.
Like, for sure. Yeah. For sure. I also picked up Batgirls. What?
Ooh.
Me picking up a DC comic.
What's going on here?
I don't know, but it looks really fun. There's just a lot of Batgirls. I like Batgirl. Come on. What do I know more about it? Absolutely not. I was just this is new. Also, Becky Cloonan, is involved.
Oh, okay.
You know, so
nice.
Yeah.
Is that one you put on hold or you found that one?
Put this on hold.
Oh, right, because you said Reed picked them all up.
That's these were all holds. Yeah. And finally, this is a little off the wall. Not one thing is not like the others, right? And that is The Sky is Everywhere, which is a YA novel by Jandy Nelson. This came out years ago, and apparently it's now streamable on Apple TV Plus. By the way, that is a sticker, so it's interesting. The library was like, let's keep that on. I don't know. I guess it may get people to check it out. So here's the thing. Jandy Nelson also wrote I'll Give You the Sun, which you may recall potentially seeing this cover.
Yes, I have seen that cover.
I read it many years ago, and I loved it.
Oh, okay.
Loved it. So this is another book by Jandy Nelson, and I was remembering I'll Give You the Sun, and I saw it come up on order in my library, and I was like, I'm going to get that. I would love to just... That's a book. I'll Give You the Sun. I read, I think that's the first book I ever read on my Kindle.
Oh, okay.
was it my last book I ever read? I don't know. But it's no, I read other ones, but that was the first ever, I think. And I just had such a good time with it. But I loved
Yeah.
that book. So this gave me some feelings. And I remembered seeing the cover for this one, but I never checked it out. So yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it.
That's cool.
I think I'll actually read this. Just throwing that out there.
I believe in you.
I think it'll actually happen. Let's cross our fingers here. You said you didn't have any more, right?
I think I'm done.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not done with this delightful conversation, but
Well, I have a few more if you'd like.
please
you
go.
know how I go. Spellbound, which I mentioned on a recent Fangirls episode. We're going to do this at the end of the month. This is a graphic memoir by a transgender artist who it says they're going to get a rare opportunity to see the world through another lens, exploring the concept of identity by being invited to move through the author's life as she would have us see her, that is, as she sees herself, a candid autobiographical narrative. So yeah, it looks really good. I picked this up at, oh my gosh, what was that store called? I want to say Blood on the Tracks. It's not.
Blood on the Tracks. Let's wait.
What?
Have there been new Blood on the Tracks volumes out?
I think I'm 1 or 2 behind. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think you're 1 above me now. Anyway, I got this at a place in Chicago, and it looked really cool. And yeah, it's blurred by a lot of people in the back who I like: Emily Carroll, Scott McCloud, and yeah, the whole concept just sounded good. I like the art, and it looks good. It was quite wordy, so
I was gonna say,
I would
whoa.
like to start this sooner than later because of me needing to have read it. But it just looks like it's a lot of narrative for her life, which I get.
Did
yeah.
Reed pick that out with all those words in it?
It's like he should have, right? Oh, and Molly Knox Ostertag actually blurbed at the cover. All these blurbs. I actually picked it up originally just in my hands because of this cat, right?
That is cute.
In the back too.
Oh.
Cat. But yeah, it looks good. So we'll see about that. Buckets of Blood. That's it. Buckets of Blood Records.
Oh.
It was a record store / bookstore.
That's cool.
And it was so good. Love it.
I thought that sounds like a Reed joke, like he just made up the name. Buckets of Blood.
Yeah, it does sound like a Reed joke. Chris says, Kristen, from your books that Reed picked for you last week, the Tomb Raider book is good. Some of it was written by Gail Simone. Okay, that's good to know. Because I like Gail Simone.
Yeah, I know I had such a strange reaction when you pulled that out. I just didn't expect to see that.
I do need to read it to see how I'm going to feel about it, for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, especially Chris, if you're saying there's some good stuff in there,
yeah,
I like to hear that. I trust Chris's opinion.
I was going to say, that means it's good, because if he says that,
yeah, he knows what's up.
Yeah.
I know. So Reed's in the chat. He's going to want me to show this.
Okay.
You know what? Actually, I won't.
Oh.
Reed, there's a book you put in here that I'm definitely reading, and I need you to know that. And I'm teasing an upcoming video. We are doing a series that involves this book. So,
okay.
Well, we're doing a video that involves this book that's leading to a series. I'll tell you about it later, Mary.
You're so mysterious.
It's a tease. Just wait for it. Just a tease. Anyway, Hero Cats of Stellar City.
Oh.
This is a trade I've had on my shelf for like so long. This cover is bonkers. Like, it's so ridiculous looking to me. And it's quite thin, so what's my excuse? I don't know, but look, these cats are heroes.
I mean, clearly.
Do you need to know more? Probably not. It looks ridiculous, and like I need to read it. That's what it looks like.
It does.
So that's something Reed gave to me. Another recent video, this came up that we haven't put out yet, but be on the lookout for that. But this is Buffy the Legacy Edition Volume 1.
Okay.
This is the original Dark Horse stuff before the seasons, except the Legacy Editions collect them in chronological order for the first time.
Oh.
So I've collected these because I think they're beautiful. I really nice covers and nice editions have been put out. But I haven't actually reread any of that stuff. But I mean, this stuff kind of got me into comics. You know what I mean?
Oh wow.
Back when I was into Buffy as it was on TV and going to comic shops with my dad, I would like pick up single issues of Buffy, like back issues that were, you know, because I just love Buffy so much, I wanted to consume everything, right?
Right.
So it certainly helped a lot. But these stories are also notoriously not good. As a teenager, I really enjoyed them. So, and I haven't experienced them since. I just know notoriously people will say these are not great. So I kind of want to revisit that and see what I feel like as an adult.
Right.
You know?
Makes sense.
So that's a reread, I guess, for me. And finally, my last reread, which is another one we're going to be doing on Fangirls, and that is Nimona.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was, I couldn't believe that Maddie hasn't read. I haven't read it either, but that is like, it seems like a Maddie.
Oh, 1,000%.
A Maddie and you book, like, no doubt.
1,000%. I mean, it's been one of my favorites since I read it. This is also an early on OGN that I read. I mean, I don't know, one of the first probably. It's been a long time since I read it, and I loved it so much. And I didn't own it. I'd read it from the library, and I finally found a used copy, so I picked that up. And oh my gosh, it's nothing compares to it. But I also haven't read it since the first time I think I read it. I don't think I've reread it at all. So I look forward to rereading this for sure. It's a good time.
Which is interesting, right? Because sometimes I think we just remember, you know, we get nostalgic about certain things and you're like, oh my God. And like, I wonder if I'm sure with this one, when you reread it, you're going to have the same experience. Maybe I wonder with the Buffy stuff though.
I'm very curious about that, as well as like, you know, one day I will be rereading Plutona. We'll see. I feel like I'm going to rate it higher than I did. I do feel that way. Because, you know, sometimes you can read something and have a very strong reaction immediately, right?
I know that. Like,
yeah, like it's happened.
Yeah.
So I am very curious if some things will hold up or if some things will get better or some things will get worse. That's the thing with rereads, like, right? Like you could always be like, oh, I don't feel the same, which is why, like, you know, I reread Cheer Up. I'm glad I still feel 5 stars about this.
Yeah.
But I read it 2 years ago. 2 years ago, me loved it. Me now loved it. Great.
Yeah.
Same with Marvel Meow. Right. So that's always the fun of a reread as well.
I enjoy hearing you say Marvel Meow.
Marvel Meow.
Marvel Meow.
Rita, that's fair. I think to the fact that it sounds like he made up that.
Yeah, that was a compliment because he's creative.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for your video on Bill and Ted comic and movies review with Reed. I haven't seen the movies yet. It'll come when I see the movies. But thank you for caring, James. I have to start reading those legacy books. I never read any of that stuff back in the day. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
For sure. Still wish they would do Legacies of the Seasons. I just want all the canon stuff in one format that gets finished and matches. What is Boom doing? I don't understand how they haven't released the seasons again. I just don't understand it. I'm so confused by this.
You know, you could do you should do like a whole I guess it would have to be a series, but like a how to read Buffy. Because I swear, like, I listen to you and Hayden and some others, like, you know, like Chris and like you guys talk about, and Maddie, like, it feels like you're talking another language. Like, you're legit one of my best friends, and like, I can't even bring myself to be like, Kristen, where do I even start?
Well, and I would love to do a video like that, but what's so hard is because the seasons are so out of print. Yeah. It is, and because that's it immediately where I would tell anyone to go next.
Yeah.
You've seen Buffy's seasons 1 to 7. You're going to go season 8 in comics.
Yeah.
And that's so easy to tell someone too. It's hard right now because Boom is sitting on like a cash cow. I mean, they clearly have the rights. I don't understand. And it's like, Hayden's saying here, they could just put out legacy trade paperbacks. You don't have to be all fancy if you don't want, but if you will,
Right.
I bet people will read it too. Like, will buy it. Put out a few of these, put the seasons in them.
Right.
It baffles me.
Can
And
you
then I
read-
can just be like, buy those, easy.
Can you read them digitally?
No,
Oh my god.
they haven't. Yeah. So when Dark Horse lost the rights, they went off all the digital services.
mhm.
You can't get them now because
Wow.
they haven't put them back out in any way. So here's what I'll say to you. And this is something we can go on a journey at HeroesCon to do if you are interested.
Oh.
So the trades, even the Buffy trades, are very out of print, grossly overpriced. The library editions are horrifically out of print and incredibly grossly overpriced. Because I would tell everybody to get a library edition, you can't.
Right.
I would say go trades, you kind of shouldn't. I mean, these are just too overpriced. So what I say to people, find the singles. To my knowledge, you can still get those in dollar bins.
Really?
Or at least cover, right?
Right.
So, and that's still, it'll add up a little bit, but at the same time, you got a lot of cool Buffy. There's a lot of great, so many beautiful covers for the seasons too. Just gorgeous covers. You're going to love them. So I know it's hard to commit to any kind of singles. It's going to take up more room, but if you're that interested, I would absolutely tell everybody, pick up the singles. You can still get them for cheap. I don't know how else you can do it. It sucks.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a bummer. I love all of Andy Watson's indie work from the time, but somehow he didn't do work for Buffy. Okay. Dan Green did a few covers of the DH OG Buffy series that were really good. Show me them, Dad. They made it seem like they were going to do something for the canon stuff because the Origins miniseries is the only thing that's in Dark Horse Omnis that aren't in the legacy versions. Yeah. The season 12 trade is like 4 issues and could go for a few hundred. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah, the Buffy motion comic. I think I have that somewhere. Maybe not. I don't know. If I have it, it may be in my parents' attic. I'm not positive, but I remember that. I'm sure it's grossly out of print too. I've considered tracking down the singles for custom binds.
That's a good idea.
It's a good idea. It sucks that anyone has to go that route though, right? But what I'm saying to you, Mary, we could maybe dig through some comic boxes.
Let's see what happens, right?
I'm just saying.
All right.
I would help you go on that journey.
Nice.
And then if you love season 8, then great. You can keep going. If not, then you don't have to deal with it,
I have one of the library editions. Is that what they're called?
Yeah, like a random one.
I feel like I showed it to you and you were like, oh, that's out of print. But I don't even know what it is.
I mean, if it's a Buffy library, it's out of print. Yeah. Some are like harder to find than others, but
yeah,
it's one of those things I wish I would have bought like 2 of each one back in the day or something. You know what I mean?
How would you know though, right?
Yeah. Well, truly.
Yeah. Wow.
So that's it. That's my list.
As always, you have a stellar list.
Thank you. We'll see what happens.
Same here.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling. Well, let's see real quick what I got from the library. I have a feeling if those books are ready this weekend, this is exciting, right?
Hayden says Tales and Frey are both still relatively easy to find and cheaper. The season stuff are great ways to jump into canon comics. Yes, Frey's awesome. I would totally recommend Frey. I think I've seen Frey at like HeroesCon for cheap actually, so that's something to consider because
cool.
It's just kind of an offshoot story that you can read, and the Tales stuff is good too, which is the same. It's kind of like not main characters, but
yeah. Okay. Something's like really wrong with me this week. I said, I have all these books. I reserved 2.
Okay.
This one book I kept talking. I'm sure you've seen it. It's called Frizzy.
Oh yeah, I have that on hold too.
But that one's actually ready for pickup, and the other one I have, it's still pending, is Beowulf.
The little girl, right?
Yes.
I also have that one on hold.
Ooh.
I mean, my hold isn't like up yet, but
Yeah, that one's still pending. I kept seeing that all over on
it looks really
Instagram.
cute.
It looks so
Yeah.
cute. I'm just, it's a retelling, I assume, right?
I would have.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't remember exactly, but I was just like the cover. I'm in. Like we got it.
Exactly. Well, I thought I put all this other stuff on hold. Maybe I don't know. Sorry, guys.
Oh, Hayden says you can get this Tales Library Edition for around $20. That's totally worth it.
Oh wow.
That's totally right. Hold on. Let me go find it real quick.
Nice. Yeah, I wish if I was closer to it's the Buffy book that I have, the library edition is in the bedroom if it was closer. Well, it's not like the bedroom's far, but you know what I mean, my bookshelf. Maybe I should go get it. Should I go get the library edition that I have?
Yeah, we
Okay.
want to know.
Okay.
Yeah. Curious minds want to know. Chris is saying Frey was a hard reread. I forgot about Death in that series. You know what? I haven't reread it in a long time. So I should do that and see how I feel. Although I feel like I'm going to be sad. Let's see. Well, I do have the Tales here. I was like, go find it. It's right over there on my Buffy shelf. Of course. But yeah, if anyone can still get this for around 20, I mean, that's a great price. It's a nice library edition. And I haven't read these stories in a while, but they're good. Last time I remembered. A lot of great people did stories about this. This is the Tales that Hayden was talking about. Just a ton of great stories by a ton of awesome people. A lot of it's like Slayer stuff, different artists. A lot of. Oh my gosh, that's it! I wasn't even looking. You're like, yeah, I know, I have it. That's so funny.
This is the one I have.
So funny. Love that.
So can I read this now? Without like
Yeah. You can jump into it.
Cool.
Yeah. Just stuff in the universe mostly, And there are some there's some Spike and Drew stuff, and there's like a short Buffy story in here, so it's not all like just Slayers and stuff, but yeah, you can just read this totally.
I have on my shelf 2 Angel and Faith.
Okay, yeah,
like I think they're library editions.
Those are out of print.
Those
are good. Those are good. Did you watch all of Angel?
Not all of it.
Okay. You'll probably get spoiled for some of Angel, but if you don't care, then
it's been a while, so
probably fine. Yeah.
By the way,
that's good stuff.
I know you're doing like a Bones rewatch with Reed.
Yeah.
I feel like everywhere I turn, Bones is on. Because like
Really?
we have regular cable and stuff. I feel like it's on like all these channels. It's just so funny. Like I hadn't really heard much about the show in a long time, and then you said you were rewatching, and I just see it everywhere now. I
love it so much, and we are at the point where things are really like picking up.
Oh yeah.
Like, and there's this serial killer that keeps coming back throughout not all the a lot of the seasons, called the Gravedigger, and she buries people alive.
Lovely woman.
She tried to bury. Well, she didn't try. She did bury alive some of our main characters.
I feel like because I watched a lot of Bones. I don't think I finished it either, but I feel like I remember this.
So you probably remember the Gravedigger. Yeah. Well, we're in season 6, and this huge. I mean, I guess I won't ruin it because this huge thing with the Gravedigger just happened.
Okay.
But it's funny because like we started the episode. And Reed doesn't usually the very beginning of every Bones episode, usually, not always, but typically, the majority, it starts with something's going on with somebody and they're not main characters. So they're just people who are about to find a body and there's going to be bones.
Oh yeah.
Every time. So like someone's in the woods and they're walking around or whatever, or they open something and every time me and Reed are like, it's going to be bones in there. Going to be dead body bones. And it's funny. So I'll start playing the episode and Ree will be in the kitchen or something. Like, just play it, just start it. Cause I know what's going to happen. They're going to find some bones.
You're going to find bones.
Yeah. So I'll play it. I'll start it. and then he'll come back in. Well, I started this one, and it wasn't like that. It was the Gravedigger. Like the Gravedigger was there, right? And something was going on with the Gravedigger, and Reeb was like, "Wait, pause it. I love these." I was like, "All right, pausing it."
That's great.
It's just been a good time.
Good.
Dad, no, it's not. I don't know what you're talking about, but it's not. You're probably thinking of the reveal in like season 3. It's been a long time. Text me. I think I know what you're talking about, and it's not that at all. No. But good times. Good times. Let's see. Chris tears up every time he thinks about the death and yeah, I'm gonna have to reread it. It's been a long time, so I'll probably cry. Yay. I think there's one story in Tales that sets up an arc in season 8, and one that's an epilogue to Frey, but they're still standalone. Yeah, you'll be fine.
Good to know.
I guess my dad's making me look at a link real quick, so.
Sure.
All right. Pulling that up in another window.
Just flip. Oh boy. I'm flipping through this Buffy Tales.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's some. Was your oh boy to the art?
Yeah. The
some of the art's amazing, and some of it's like, what's happening?
that girl. Scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is cool. It's isn't it crazy to think about like how many books we probably all have on our shelves? And
we didn't even realize. Yeah.
Like I'm looking through this, like, oh, this looks so good. Like, well, why haven't you read it?
Yeah, right. I think you should add that to your list. That would be a good one. This is the. Can you see this?
Yes.
It's the link that my dad sent me to this cover. What do you call it? Randy Watson? Is that what you said, Dad?
Randy
something. Randy. I don't know.
I'll tell you.
Randy Green? What was it? I'm just gonna keep. I can't go back to the chat right now.
He said Randy in caps. Randy Green, not Dan Green.
Okay. Yeah, this cover's fine. That's fine. I think her proportions look weird, but all right.
I mean, she's been working out.
Yeah.
Maybe not eating lunch every day or something.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Yeah.
I mean, listen, not shaming anybody.
No, but that's something my dad sent me. All right. Okay. I may have to add Bones to my watch list on Disney. Hayden, you'd make me so happy. Please watch Bones. Enjoy Bones with me.
I should really rewatch it too.
Mary, what a joy
Yeah.
it would be. Yes, please. At least it's not Boom Angel art or Angel After the Fall. What a good point. Some of that is big yikes. All right. Well, you got anything else?
I don't think I have anything else. Yeah, I'm hoping that I'm looking forward to this weekend.
Me too.
For those, I don't know if everybody celebrates Easter, but I'll be just going to my mom's, having a bunch of food and relaxing.
That sounds great.
But I want to, after work tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be busy, but I hope I just get to read a little bit more focused time and not like, it's just, what it's like when you just feel so tired. It's tough.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
I have a nice Saturday plan.
what's your plan?
I'm going to my parents in the morning. My dad in the chat, holler. Shout out.
Is it French toast morning?
Actually, they're wanting to try some local donuts that Reed and I have hyped up. So I think we're going to grab some of those and head over there.
Nice.
Yeah, so that'll be nice. We're going to do that in the morning, and then my friend Rosie is going to come by.
Are you playing games?
Sometime in the afternoon. Yes.
Mm.
We're playing board games. So, in fact, we're playing Wingspan.
Nice.
But I told her, I was like, we got to, you know what? I don't have it in here, though. Reed, are you watching? I think you know. Reed, if you're watching, could you bring that game we got in the mail today?
You guys, she's doing it again. Let's have Mary look at the brand new game. It's nice and shiny.
If he's not watching, it's okay. I'll show you next time.
Okay.
But
Where'd
my
you-
dad says
Where'd you get it? You could tell
I
us where
got
you got it.
I got it online because it was very cheap,
Nice.
and I bought it for Reed because
Oh,
he wanted it real bad.
oh, good.
Should I show it?
That means that he'll
He
play
brought
it.
it. Yeah, I know, right? My dad says John Byrne's Angel Art was awesome in the mini he did. Yeah, John Byrne
Oh.
did like a whole Angel mini. That's pretty
That's
cool.
cool.
Have a good night and happy Easter. You too, Chris.
You too, Chris. Thank you.
Apparently, I already added Bones to my watch list. I forgot Hayden. Please watch it. All right, so this is the perfect way to end the stream.
All right.
Again, got this board game in the mail today because Reed wanted it real bad. I found it for a really cheap, great price online. I told Reed, I said, I'm getting it for you. And that is Keeping It Sexy.
Kenny G. Oh my gosh.
It's shiny. And it has the worst name I've ever heard in my life. Use the power of jazz to win the day.
Ooh, that is amazing.
Guys, what are we doing here? There's
Who-
also like a little stand-up, like wooden Kenny G. I mean, includes a wooden Kenny G mover. Who thought of this? Is that what you were going to say?
I had no idea there was a Kenny G board game. That's the first thing.
We saw this in a game store,
That's
and it was
amazing.
like, what was the cover? I mean, well, I don't know if it says, but it was probably like $25. I was like, that's too much. It's too many dollars for this because you know it's not going to be great. But maybe it'd be, I don't know. But then I found it online for very cheap. I was like, this is the right amount of dollars. Let's do this.
I have a funny
So-
I have a funny story time. It'll be real quick though.
Yes.
Back in the day, young Mary was trying to impress a girl. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take ready. I mean, it's amazing
wait.
that it's amazing
wait.
that I like married and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I bought tickets. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna take her to Radio City to go see. Ready? Kenny G and Tony Braxton.
Oh my gosh.
What a romantic show. Guess what?
Oh my
She-
gosh.
You know, I never sugarcoat anything. She wasn't into me.
Mm.
But we ended up being like super, like really good friends. And she's a friend of mine to this day.
Well,
Not
that's nice.
not super close, but we did
That's
have a little,
still nice.
afterwards. We did have a little laugh, like I don't know, a year or two after. And she's like, "Well, Mary, I kind of figured out that you liked me. You took me to see Kenny G and Tony Braxton."
That is so funny.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I'm smooth.
Love that.
I'm very smooth, right? You could tell, right?
Well, Mary, I can always bring this to Heroes Con. if you'd like
We're keeping it sexy.
2 to 5 players. We got this. Like,
Watch, you guys are laughing, but then well, like we're all laughing, but you're gonna play and be like, "It's a great game."
watch it be like the best game. Like, just like, oh, it's so ridiculous. I love it.
I love that too. That's very funny.
Yeah. So I'll let you know next time if we play it and how that is.
I love it.
All right, but we hope everybody has a great Easter if you celebrate that, and have a
Yes.
good night. And,
And happy Passover if anybody's
yes,
celebrating
of
that.
course, happy Passover. And anything else? Oh, it's a burrito day apparently. If you haven't enjoyed a
It is.
burrito, please enjoy one tonight.
It is. And yesterday was no, what's today? Today's Thursday?
Yeah.
Tuesday was International Carrot Day.
Oh,
I know these things.
I do like a carrot. And with that, good night, everybody.